Community park activity involved in your local park is a game changer. Community parks offer various activities ranging from yoga classes to gardening projects. These activities promote physical health, reducing stress and anxiety. Meeting new people creates a sense of belonging and boosts your mental well-being. Participating in events helps you develop new skills you never knew you had. Engage in sports to improve teamwork and leadership qualities. Volunteering opportunities allow you to give back and make a difference. Nature walks and outdoor activities connect you with the environment. These activities make your community stronger and more resilient. Curious to experience it yourself? Like what you see? Subscribe for more community tips and ideas. Hit the like button if you found this useful.
Creating a bird feeder can be a fun and rewarding project that connects you with nature and helps support local bird populations. Here is a simple guide to making your own bird feeder using common materials. First, gather your materials: a plastic bottle, a pair of scissors, a wooden spoon, some string or wire, and birdseed. Make sure the bottle is clean and dry before you begin. Step 1. Cut 2 holes. Using the scissors, cut 2 holes in the plastic bottle, each about 1 to 2 inches from the bottom. The holes should be directly opposite each other and just large enough for the handle of the wooden spoon to fit through snugly. These will be the openings through which the birds will access the birdseed. Step 2. Insert the wooden spoon. Insert the handle of the wooden spoon through one hole and out the other side. Adjust the spoon so that the bowl end protrudes from the bottle, forming a little perch where the birds can sit and eat. The spoon handle should stick out enough on both sides for stability. Step 3. Make hanging loops poke 2 small holes near the top of the bottle. Thread the string or wire through these holes to create a loop for hanging the feeder. Make sure the string or wire is secure to handle the weight of the filled feeder. Step 4. Fill with birdseed. Pour birdseed into the bottle, filling it up to the holes where the wooden spoon is inserted. Avoid overfilling to ensure the birdseed flows easily and doesn't clog. Step 5. Hang the feeder. Find a suitable spot in your garden or yard to hang the bird feeder. Choosing a location that's visible from your window can provide excellent birdwatching opportunities. Ensure the spot is safe from predators and has some cover from strong winds. Regular maintenance. Check the feeder regularly to refill the birdseed and ensure it's clean. Moldy or old birdseed can be harmful to birds, so it's important to keep the feeder fresh. Enjoy watching. Once your feeder is in place and filled, enjoy watching various bird species visit for a meal. With time, you'll start recognizing regular visitors and maybe even some rare guests. Making a bird feeder is not only a delightful addition to your yard, but also a small but significant way to contribute to local wildlife conservation. Happy bird watching!
Lucas awoke to the soft light of dawn filtering through his bedroom window. The world outside was still, wrapped in that serene tranquility that comes with early morning. Today was special. He was finally going on his long-awaited fishing trip with his Grandpa Joe. He threw on his lucky blue cap, grabbed the fishing rod leaning against the wall, and tiptoed downstairs. Grandpa Joe was already sitting at the kitchen table, a steaming cup of coffee in hand, his eyes twinkling with excitement. "Ready for an adventure, kiddo?" he asked, ruffling Lucas's unkempt hair. They loaded the car and set off down the winding country roads, the landscape morphing from sleepy town to lush, unspoiled countryside. Rolling hills gave way to dense forest. And soon they reached the banks of Crystal Lake, its water gleaming like molten silver under the golden rays of the rising sun. As they set up their gear, Grandpa Joe shared stories of his own fishing exploits, each tale more thrilling than the last. Lucas listened with rapt attention, his eyes widening with each dramatic twist. He felt a deep sense of connection, like he was part of a legacy that stretched back generations. Hours passed without a single bite. Lucas began to feel the sting of disappointment. He looked up at Grandpa Joe, who flashed him a reassuring smile. "Patience, Lucas. Fishing isn't just about the catch, but the experience." Just when hope was slipping away, Lucas felt a sudden tug on his line. His heart raced as he struggled to reel it in. Grandpa Joe's hands were there, guiding him, and together they pulled out a massive, glistening fish. It was more magnificent than anything Lucas had imagined. "You did it!" Grandpa Joe cheered, wrapping him in a bear hug. As they drove back home, the fish safely stowed in a bucket of water, Lucas felt a sense of triumph. The day had been about far more than fishing. It had been about bonding, stories, and learning the priceless virtue of patience.
Dê endereço online para seu negócio com os domínios da...
Taking a tour of a fire station or police station offers a unique glimpse into the daily operations and responsibilities of first responders. First, visitors are often greeted by a guide who provides an overview of the services offered by the station and their significance to community safety. At a fire station, the tour typically begins in the garage area where fire trucks and ambulances are parked. Visitors can explore the various types of vehicles, each equipped with specialized tools for different emergencies. The guide may demonstrate how firefighters quickly don their gear when an alarm sounds, emphasizing the importance of speed and efficiency. Personal protective equipment and other gear are often on display, and the guide explains their roles in ensuring firefighter safety. Moving on, visitors might see the living quarters where firefighters stay during their shifts, including kitchens, bunk rooms, and common areas. This part highlights the sense of camaraderie and readiness that characterizes fire station life. Some tours also include a visit to the training facilities where firefighters practice their skills and engage in scenarios that simulate real-life emergencies. At a police station, the tour often begins at the reception area. Visitors are introduced to the different sections of the station, such as the detective department, the holding cells, and the evidence room. Guides explain the diverse roles within the police force, from patrol officers to specialized units like K-9 teams or SWAT. Participants might witness patrol cars and motorcycles, along with demonstrations of the equipment officers use, such as radios, body cameras, and forensic tools. A highlight of many police station tours is the communications center, where dispatchers handle emergency calls and coordinate responses with field officers. The guide often shares insights into how technology and human resources work together to maintain public safety. Additionally, visitors may see spaces used for community outreach programs, showcasing the station's role in building positive relationships with citizens.
It was the first warm weekend of spring, and barely able to contain his excitement, Max raced home from school. This was the weekend his parents had promised he could camp out in the backyard. Max lugged his small blue tent, his sleeping bag, and a flashlight out the back door, heading toward the giant oak tree that marked his favorite spot in the yard. He was an adventurous boy with an untamed mop of curly hair, a vivid imagination, and a knack for turning the mundane into the magical. As he pitched his tent, Max could hear the sounds of the neighborhood settling into their evening routines. The distant hum of a lawnmower, the bark of a dog, and the chatter of his friends playing next door created a soundtrack of suburban serenity. Evening turned to night, and with it, the sky transformed into a canvas of twinkling stars. Max zipped up his tent and lay on his back, staring at the ceiling fabric illuminated by the beam of his flashlight. "I'm a brave explorer on a jungle expedition," he whispered to himself. "And, oh, wait, I'm an astronaut on another planet." With a grin, he rolled over and grabbed his toy laser blaster from his bag, aiming it at shadows that danced on the tent walls like alien creatures. Suddenly, a rustling sound outside brought Max back to reality. He froze, clutching his blaster tighter. The rustling grew louder, and Max's heart pounded in his chest. It's just the wind, he told himself, but the sound persisted. Mustering his courage, Max unzipped the tent flap and peeked outside. There, around the base of the oak tree, he saw movements in the bushes. It was a moment of truth. Would his adventure end in fear, or would he confront whatever was making the noise? Swallowing hard, Max crept out of the tent, his flashlight lighting the path ahead. As he approached the bushes, a small figure emerged. It was a raccoon, pawing at the ground, searching for food. Relief washed over Max, and he laughed at how frightened he had been. The raccoon took little notice of him and continued its search. Max watched for a moment before returning to his tent, feeling braver than ever. "I did it," he whispered to himself as he crawled back into his sleeping bag. "I'm a real adventurer." Before long, Max drifted into a peaceful sleep, dreaming of far-off galaxies and uncharted jungles, knowing that sometimes the greatest adventures happen right in your own backyard.
The vibrant town of Meadowville was buzzing with excitement as the annual bike parade approached. This year, the theme was harmony in colors, and everyone was thrilled to showcase their decorated bikes and creative outfits. The key organizer, a spirited woman named Clara, had been planning this event for months. She was known throughout the town for her boundless energy and her knack for bringing people together. Clara's bike was a masterpiece of bright colors and intricate patterns, embodying the theme perfectly. On the morning of the parade, the town square was a hive of activity. Families, friends, and solo riders arrived with bikes adorned with streamers, balloons, and artful designs. Timmy, a young boy with a passion for dinosaurs, had transformed his bike into a roaring T-Rex. Maria, the local artist, had painted hers with a mesmerizing sunset that seemed to glow. Clara kicked off the event with a warm welcome and a few words about community and creativity. As the parade began, the streets filled with laughter, music, and the ringing of bike bells. The route wound through the scenic parts of the town, highlighting Meadowville's natural beauty. There was a friendly competition for Best Decorated Bike, Most Creative Theme, and Best Group Presentation. Judges, including the town's mayor, assessed the participants with joyful enthusiasm. As the parade reached its climax at the town park, everyone gathered for a community picnic. There were booths with food, games for kids, and live music. The winners of the competition were announced. Timmy won Most Creative Theme. Maria received Best Decorated Bike. And a group of high school friends who had created a synchronized dance routine on their bikes claimed Best Group Presentation. The parade ended on a high note with fireworks lighting up the evening sky, leaving the townspeople with hearts full of joy and a sense of togetherness. The Grand Bike Parade was not just an event. It was a celebration of Meadowville's spirit, bringing harmony and color into everyone's life.
Building an igloo, a traditional snow house, requires methodical steps and a bit of practice. Ideal snow for an igloo is hard-packed and dry. First, locate a flat area free of any vegetal debris. Use a snow saw or a knife to cut out blocks of snow, making each block approximately 30 inches long, 15 inches tall, and 8 inches thick. These dimensions can vary slightly based on needs. Begin laying the blocks in a circular formation, tilting them inward slightly to form a stable base. Complete the first layer to create a foundation. As you continue upward, gradually angle the blocks inward more for the dome shape. Use snow as mortar to fill gaps between the blocks. The key to a strong structure is a gradual inward tilt that leads to a closing top. After placing the final block, carve an entrance through the wall, making it large enough to pass through but small enough to retain warmth inside. You may also dig out a pit inside the entrance to serve as a cold trap. Smooth and patch any interior gaps with loose snow to prevent drafts. Traditional igloos use clear ice or a piece of thin, solid snow for a window. Placing a small air vent is also crucial to allow for safe air circulation inside. With careful planning and patience, building an igloo can be a rewarding experience, providing surprisingly solid shelter from harsh winter conditions.
On a calm and sunny afternoon by the old Oakville pond, Sam and Emily found themselves immersing in one of their favorite pastimes, conducting whimsical experiments. Sam, with his wiry frame and perpetually curious demeanor, had brought along a collection of random objects. Emily, meticulous and ever analytical, was excited for the challenge ahead. Today's endeavor had a simple yet oddly intriguing question at its core: will it float? They laid out various items: a wooden spoon, a rubber duck, a metal spoon, a plastic bottle, and a stone. First up was the wooden spoon. Sam held his breath as he gently placed it onto the water's surface. It bobbed gracefully. "Floats," he exclaimed with a wide grin. Emily jotted down notes in her little science journal, detailing the observation. Next was the rubber duck. Without much suspense, it floated cheerfully, riding the tiny ripples between the reeds. Emily couldn't help but laugh, imagining the duck in an actual bathtub. "Another floater," Sam shouted gleefully. Now came the turn of the metal spoon. Both leaned in closer as Sam dropped it in. With a satisfying plunk, it disappeared beneath the surface, joining the depths of the murky pond. "Sinker," Emily declared, scribbling away. The plastic bottle was a predictable floater, bobbing lightly, mocking the seriousness of their experiment. Finally, they arrived at the stone. It was smooth and gray, with an almost imperceptible sheen.
The rain had turned the entire schoolyard into a slippery threat, but to the children it was an invitation. The central feature of their spontaneous playground was the old wooden balance beam. Today it glistened under the steady drizzle, curves and dents exaggerated by the wetness. Joey was the first to suggest the challenge, crossing the beam from end to end without falling. He was known for his ideas, both brilliant and ridiculously dangerous. A daredevil in every sense, his curly hair and wide grin were as much trademarks of his personality as his audacity. Next came Sarah, the planner of the group. She always considered all the contingencies, even in this case, making sure they had a soft landing spot prepared. Several layers of jackets and sweaters borrowed from unsuspecting classmates. The third member of their band was Max, the quiet thinker. He usually refrained from these wild ideas but always had a trick up his sleeve. Today, he seemed particularly contemplative, observing every child's attempt with eagle-eyed attention. Jen, the last to join, was every bit a skeptic. Her cautious nature made her the least likely to try such feats, yet she stayed out of camaraderie and to call for help if anything went wrong. One by one, the children gave it a go. Joey sprinted and, unsurprisingly, flew off the beam, landing in the soft pile of clothes and laughing hysterically. Sarah was more methodical, inching her way carefully but still found herself on the wet ground before reaching halfway. Max had a secret trick though: his shoes. They had rubber soles, gripping better than others. With delicate precision, he managed to cross 3/4 of the beam before a sudden gust of wind sealed his fate, toppling him off balance. Then it was Jen's turn. She hesitated but finally stepped onto the wet beam, knees shaking, eyes fixed forward. Her skepticism told her she would fall, but something else, a fleeting sense of what if, compelled her to try. One slow step after another she advanced. Max, Joey, and Sarah watched in bated breath. Even if she fell, she was already proving them wrong. Inch by inch she shuffled along. And then, against odds and expectations, she made it to the end. Cheers erupted as she stood there, rain soaking her but victorious. For once, even the most cautious among them had dared the impossible, and that made it all the more worth it.
بارادونتكس ترميم فعال للثة يساعد على ترميم اللثة من أسبوع واحد. بارادونتكس.
Lila had always loved art, but it wasn't until one sweltering summer day that she discovered her new favorite medium, ice pops. It began on an afternoon when the air was thick with heat and the sun seemed to have no intention of relenting. Her younger brother, Max, had left a rainbow-colored ice pop melting on the kitchen counter, creating a vibrant puddle of liquid sugar. That's when inspiration struck. What if she could use the melting ice pops as paint? In an instant, Lila ran to the freezer and pulled out an assortment of ice pops in every imaginable color. She laid down a large sheet of thick white paper on the wooden deck outside and started experimenting. She held a red ice pop and let a drop fall onto the paper, watching as it soaked in and bled outwards. She started swirling it around, mixing in yellow and blue, creating shades of purple and green. It was like watching a watercolor painting come to life in an entirely unexpected way. Her brother, Max, noticed and ran over, fascinated. He quickly grabbed a few ice pops and joined in. They spent the afternoon in a colorful frenzy, their fingers sticky but their spirits high. The heat that had seemed unbearable became a distant concern as they lost themselves in their impromptu art project. Soon, the whole deck was adorned with their vibrant creations. Their mother, initially baffled by the mess, couldn't help but smile at their ingenuity. She took pictures and sent them to family and friends, who responded with nothing but awe. Lila and Max had inadvertently started a mini trend. Neighbors dropped by to see the colorful artworks and some were inspired to try it with their own kids. Local craft stores even began offering DIY ice pop painting kits.
In a small town nestled by the hills, there lived an artist named Clara who found solace in every brushstroke and color. One day, while rummaging through her old attic, she stumbled upon a dusty wooden box. Inside, she discovered a peculiar set of chalks. Unlike any she had seen before, these chalks had a shimmering quality and were labeled as watercolor chalk. Intrigued, Clara decided to use them in her next piece. She set up her easel near the large window that overlooked the lush garden, dipped the chalk into a bowl of water, and began to draw. To her amazement, the colors blended seamlessly, creating a dreamlike quality on the canvas. Each stroke brought the picture to life in ways she had never imagined, as if the chalks contained a piece of magic. News of her unique art spread through the town like wildfire, and soon, people from nearby villages came to see the artist who painted with enchanted chalks. Clara's gallery filled with visitors, each one enchanted by the vibrant, ethereal scenes she created. However, as Clara continued to use the chalks, she noticed that each piece seemed to capture more than just a moment. They began to reveal snippets of her own dreams and memories. One painting showed a beautiful meadow she had visited as a child. Another portrayed her late grandmother's smile. Clara realized the chalks were not ordinary art supplies, but were somehow connected to her very soul. As time went on, Clara became more selective about how she used the chalks. She painted only when she felt deeply moved, ensuring each piece held a fragment of her heart and soul. Though the mysterious set of watercolor chalks eventually wore down, the legacy of Clara's art lived on. Her pieces became timeless treasures, each imbued with the spirit of the artist's inner world. Clara's story became a local legend, a testament to the extraordinary power of art and the magic that can be found in the most unexpected places.
المباراة القراءة صعبة إذا لم تكن تتنفس بسهولة. أوتروفين يزيل احتقان الأنف 6 مرات أسرع من الحبوب ليساعدك على التنفس أفضل لغاية 12 ساعة. تنفس بعمق مع أوتروفين.
On a sunny afternoon, siblings Emma and Jake were eager to find a way to beat the summer heat. After a quick brainstorm, Jake proposed they create their very own DIY slip and slide in their backyard. Excited by the idea, they gathered all the necessary materials: a large plastic tarp, a hose, and a bottle of liquid soap. Working together, they spread the tarp across the lawn, ensuring it was smooth and free of wrinkles. Emma secured one end of the tarp with heavy rocks, while Jake connected the hose and began to spray water across the surface. To make the slide extra slippery, Emma poured generous amounts of liquid soap along the length of the tarp. Once everything was set, they took turns running and sliding down the tarp, laughing and cheering each other on. The cool water and the thrill of the slide provided the perfect remedy for the sweltering summer heat. As the sun began to set, they collapsed on the lawn, drenched and exhausted but filled with joy. Their DIY slip and slide had turned an ordinary afternoon into an unforgettable adventure.
It was a chilly autumn morning in Pine Ridge, a town nestled between dense forests and rolling hills. The old gas station, located at the only intersection of Main Street, had seen better days. Faded paint peeled off the walls, and the ancient gas pumps groaned every time they were coaxed into action. Charlie, the station's owner, was a tall, thin man in his early 60s with a grizzled beard and an ever-present baseball cap. Charlie was filling up coffee from a dented pot when a cherry-red convertible pulled up. The driver, a young woman with bright blue eyes and a cascade of auburn hair, stepped out. She glanced around, puzzled by the lack of automated pumps and the general state of disrepair. "Morning," Charlie greeted her, his voice rough but kind. "Fill her up?" She nodded. "Yes, please. Can you also check the oil and water? I'm on a long trip, and I want to make sure everything's in order." Charlie moved swiftly, his practiced hands making light work of the tasks. "Where you headed?" he asked, not so much out of curiosity, but to fill the silence. "Just needed to get away from the city," she replied, a hint of weariness in her voice. "Thought I'd take a road trip to clear my mind." Charlie nodded in understanding. He had seen many travelers pass through Pine Ridge over the years. Their stories varied, but the essence was often the same. "Everyone needs a break now and then," he remarked, wiping his hands on a rag. "There you go. Oil and water topped up. Should be good for another few hundred miles." She smiled in gratitude, extracting a few dollars from her wallet to pay for the gas. "Thank you. It's rare to find full service these days." Charlie chuckled. "Yeah, it's a bit of a dying art, but it's how we do things around here." She got back into her car, the engine purring to life. "Safe travels," Charlie said as he watched her drive away, the convertible disappearing over the hill.
There was once a bustling city known for its innovation and quirky inventions. Among its multitude of attractions was the Human Car Wash, an eccentric yet wildly popular establishment. It wasn't your everyday spa or relaxation center, but rather a place where people came to experience a unique kind of cleanliness and fun. Sarah, an adventurous young woman with a taste for novelty, decided to visit the Human Car Wash on a whim. The building itself was an immense structure, with colorful lights and an inviting sign boasting a gleaming figure luxuriating in soap bubbles. Sarah walked in, her curiosity piqued. Inside, she was greeted by a friendly attendant named Max, who explained the process with a grin. "You'll go through a series of stages, just like a car wash, but designed for humans." Max's enthusiasm was infectious. The first stage was the pre-wash splash, where jets of warm water gently misted Sarah, making her smile. Next came the soft scrub, where rotating, Foam-covered brushes caressed her skin. The sensation was oddly soothing, and the citrusy scent of the soap was invigorating. The rinse cycle followed, with cascading waterfalls that washed away the foam, leaving her feeling refreshed. Sarah laughed as she moved to the wax and buff station, where she was enveloped in a warm mist of moisturizing lotion. The final stage, the blow-dry finish, featured powerful yet gentle air jets that left her skin soft and dry. As Sarah exited, she felt rejuvenated and couldn't help but giggle at the absurdity and joy of the experience. Outside, she bumped into Max again, who asked how she found it. "Amazing. It's like nothing I've ever done before," Sarah exclaimed. Max nodded knowingly. "That's what everyone says. Spread the word." Sarah couldn't wait to tell her friends about the human car wash. It wasn't just about getting clean, it was an adventure, a delightful escape from the mundane. The human car wash became a staple visit for both locals and tourists, proving that even the simplest activities can be transformed into memorable experiences with a bit of creativity and fun. When Jennifer received the email about the Freezy Tees contest, she was immediately intrigued. Freezy Tees, known for their quirky and creative t-shirt designs, was hosting a design competition where the winning entry would get their artwork featured on the next line of t-shirts. Additionally, the winner would receive a year's supply of Freezy Tees and a cash prize. Jennifer, a graphic designer who had a knack for playful and imaginative designs, knew this contest was a great opportunity for her. She had always admired Freezy Tees' innovative approach, and thought this could be her chance to gain broader recognition in the design world. That evening, Jennifer discussed participating in the contest with her best friend, Mark. Mark, a talented illustrator himself, was genuinely excited by the idea and encouraged her to go for it. They brainstormed together, coming up with a list of potential design concepts that ranged from whimsical animals to abstract art. Mark suggested focusing on something that stood out and had a unique twist, as Freezy Tees were known for their originality. Over the next few days, Jennifer poured her heart into designing. She sketched countless ideas, continuously refining them until she was satisfied. Finally, she settled on a concept that combined elements of nature with a touch of surrealism. Her final design was a lively, colorful scene featuring fantastical creatures in a whimsical forest setting. Artwork complete, Jennifer submitted her entry with a sense of hopeful anticipation. Weeks passed, and she nearly forgot about the contest amidst her busy schedule. Then, one day, an email notification caught her eye. She had won.
A quiet summer afternoon in Suncrest Park took an unexpected turn when a group of kids armed with colorful sponge balls decided to declare an impromptu war. Noah, a fearless leader with a baseball cap and a mischievous grin, rallied his troops. Emma, a strategic genius with a knack for climbing trees. Lucas, the fastest runner in the neighborhood. And Mia, who had an uncanny ability to dodge any incoming projectile. Their adversaries were just as formidable. Sophie, whose aim was almost always on point. Ben, who could throw with surprising strength. Chloe, the master of surprise attacks. And Leo, the tactician who could devise traps out of anything available. As the sun began to dip, they drew their battle lines. The park's playground became a battlefield. Slides turned into lookout towers, benches into bunkers, and swings into escape routes. The initial volleys were exchanged with cheers and laughter echoing through the air. Noah and Emma climbed to a higher vantage point, showering sponge balls down on their opponents. Lucas darted between obstacles, his speed making him a difficult target, while Mia's dexterity kept her almost untouched. On the other side, Sophie's precision paid off as she took careful aim, hitting her targets one after another. Ben's strength meant that those who were unlucky enough to be in his line of fire felt the impact, while Chloe's sneakiness allowed her to get dangerously close to Noah's team. Leo, meanwhile, had set up a series of traps using buckets of water and carefully positioned sponge balls, creating mayhem. As dusk turned to twilight, the battle intensified. Noah and his team seemed to be gaining ground when Leo sprang his final trap. A cleverly concealed bucket swung down from a tree, dousing Emma and causing a temporary retreat. But instead of discouraging them, it only spurred them on. Amid the chaos and splashes, what was initially an afternoon game became a full-fledged epic. Just as the park lights flickered on, signaling the end of the day's play, a truce was soundly declared. Laughing and drenched, they all shook hands, already planning the rematch for that weekend. With the sponge balls soaked and the battlefield left in peace, Suncrest Park settled back into its usual calm. But the bonds forged and the memories created would last much longer than the summer sun.
It was a sunny Saturday morning when Max, an energetic Jack Russell Terrier, woke up brimming with his usual zest for life. His floppy ears perked up as he heard the familiar squeak of his favorite toy being tossed around downstairs. With a burst of excitement, Max bounded out of his dog bed and dashed towards the living room, his paws skidding slightly on the polished wooden floor. In the living room, his best friend Julie, a vivacious 10-year-old girl with an unruly mane of curly hair, was getting ready. Julie had always been an enthusiastic supporter of Max's spirited antics. Today was the day of the annual neighborhood agility competition, and Max was one of the star participants. Max trotted over to Julie, who grinned and ruffled his fur. "Ready to win, Max?" Julie asked, her eyes twinkling with excitement. Max responded with an enthusiastic bark and a wag of his tail. As they arrived at the park, the atmosphere buzzed with energy. Colorful tents lined the grassy field, and excited dogs of all breeds were warming up with their owners. The agility course was a marvel of jumps, tunnels, weave poles, and seesaws. Max observed the course with keen interest, his tail wagging furiously. The competition began, and Max watched the other dogs with keen eyes, analyzing their techniques. Finally, it was his turn. Julie crouched next to him at the starting line, whispering words of encouragement.
Creating an ice mold can be a fun and practical project, perfect for cooling drinks with a unique touch. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to make your own custom ice molds at home using simple materials. Step 1. Gather your materials. You will need water, a mold, such as silicone molds typically used for baking or candy making, and any extra items you want to encase in the ice, such as fruits, herbs, or even small plastic toys if you're aiming for a fun twist. Step 2. Clean the molds before you start. Ensure that your molds are clean and dry. This is essential to ensure that your ice cubes are hygienic and clear of any unwanted residues. Step 3. Fill the molds. Pour boiled and cooled water into the molds. Boiled water tends to freeze clearer than tap water. Fill each cavity of the mold to your desired level. If you're adding additional items like herbs or fruits, place them in the water-filled molds. Be cautious not to overfill them. Step 4. Freeze. Place the filled molds in the freezer. Depending on the size of your molds and the temperature of your freezer, this can take anywhere from several hours to overnight. Make sure the molds are placed on a flat surface to prevent spills and uneven freezing. Step 5. Remove the ice once the ice is fully frozen. Carefully remove the molds from the freezer. Gently twist or press on the molds to release the ice cubes. If they are stuck, you can run some warm water on the outside of the mold to loosen the ice. Step 6. Store or use immediately. If you're not using the ice cubes right away, transfer them to a freezer-safe container or bag to keep them from picking up any freezer odors. Use the ice cubes to cool your drinks, or as a decorative touch for your beverages at parties. And there you have it, a simple and creative way to make custom ice molds at home. Experiment with different shapes, colors, and encased items to make your ice cubes truly unique.
In the heart of a sun-drenched summer, the neighborhood kids were getting restless. Bicycles, skateboards, and endless hours under the sprinkler had lost their luster. That was when Emma, with her knack for inventiveness, had an idea that could only be born from the mind of a child desperate for excitement: water balloon piñatas. The concept was simple and inviting. Instead of candy-stuffed papier-mâché, they'd use water balloons. They'd string them up in the big oak tree at the end of the cul-de-sac, forming a colorful array of potential mayhem. Each child contributed what they could. Jack sneaked supplies from his dad's stash of balloons while Mia raided her garage for string and clothespins. By late afternoon, their makeshift contraption was a sight to behold. Brightly colored balloons swayed gently in the breeze, suspended above a patch of grass that promised the wettest of landings. The rules were simple. One by one, the kids would be blindfolded, handed a stick, and given 3 swings. The first to burst a balloon would not only be drenched but also crown the king or queen of summer fun. The kids drew names from a hat, and fate chose Lucas to go first. He donned the blindfold and took a few tentative steps towards the dangling targets, guided by the encouraging shouts of his friends. 1 swing miss, 2 swings, still nothing. On the 3rd swing there was a satisfying pop, followed by laughter and the inevitable splash. Lucas stood in the middle, dripping and triumphant, the first victim of the water balloon piñatas. The game went on, each child taking a turn, each pop and splash adding to the crescendo of joy that filled the neighborhood. For that afternoon, at least, summer felt endless and full of simple, unadulterated happiness. Emma watched it all with a sense of accomplishment, knowing she created a memory that they would all carry, as fleeting as summer, but just as warm and spectacular.
Salem, New Jersey, a small town often overlooked, holds a repository of both historical significance and urban myths that swirl through its streets. Among its notable landmarks is the Old Salem County Courthouse, built in 1735, the oldest active courthouse in New Jersey. Its red brick walls stand as a testament to the town's colonial past and a reminder of its endurance through centuries of change. The stories say that at night, the distant echo of past trials can still be heard in its halls. Just a short walk away is the Salem oak, an ancient tree that has been standing for nearly 600 years. Local legend says that it was under this massive oak that John Fenwick signed a treaty with the Lenape tribe. The branches of the Salem oak have witnessed countless seasons and events, stretching across time as it continues to grow quietly in the bustling town. The people of Salem carry these stories with pride, aware that their small town is a living piece of history. They blend their day-to-day routines with a reverence for the past, often sharing tales of ghostly apparitions and unexplained phenomena that add a shimmer of mystery to this charming locale. For instance, residents often speak of the mysterious lady in white, who is said to wander the streets at dusk, looking for her lost love who perished in a long-forgotten maritime disaster. A passerby might catch a fleeting glimpse of her, leading to a shiver down the spine. While modernity has found its way into Salem, with bustling markets and new infrastructures, the town has balanced progress with preservation. The juxtaposition of old and new creates a unique charm that makes Salem, New Jersey, much more than just a dot on the map. It's a place where history lives on with contemporary life, where every brick, every tree, and every whisper of the wind tells a story.
Sam wheeled onto the court, his heart racing with a mix of excitement and nerves. As the captain of the local wheelchair basketball team, he felt both a sense of pride and responsibility. Sam's team, the Raptors, had come a long way from their humble beginnings. They had trained tirelessly for this tournament, and now they were just one game away from the finals. Sarah, Sam's best friend and teammate, rolled up beside him, her determination palpable. "Ready to show them what we've got?" she asked with a smile. Sam nodded, knowing that their synergy on the court would be crucial for victory. The game started with a flurry of activity. The opposing team, the Hawks, were known for their aggressive defense. Sam passed the ball to Mike, their quickest player, who deftly maneuvered through the Hawks players. Mike threw a perfect pass to Sarah, who was in position to score. With a swift, accurate shot, the ball sailed through the hoop, earning the Raptors their first points. The crowd erupted in cheers. As the game progressed, the Raptors maintained a slim lead. The Hawks fought back fiercely, but Sam's team was prepared. The hours of practice drills paid off as they executed their strategies flawlessly. Sam's leadership was evident as he called out plays and encouraged his teammates. With only minutes left on the clock, the score was tied. Sarah was fouled, and she was awarded 2 free throws. The arena fell silent as she prepared for her shots. She took a deep breath and let the ball fly. The first shot went in smoothly. The tension was palpable as she lined up for the second shot. The ball hit the rim and bounced. Sam was quick to react, grabbing the rebound and scoring a layup in one fluid motion. The Raptors were ahead by 3 points with seconds to go. The Hawks made one last desperate attempt to tie the game, but their final shot missed. The buzzer sounded, and the Raptors had won. The team erupted in celebration. Sam felt a rush of exhilaration. The journey had been challenging, but moments like this made all the hard work worth it. Sam and Sarah exchanged a high five. They were already thinking about their strategy for the finals. They had proven that with teamwork, determination, and a passion for the game, anything was possible.
Emma had always been a fighter. Born with a congenital impairment that limited the use of her legs, she spent most of her childhood in hospitals. Yet, she never let her condition define her spirit or ambitions. One memorable summer, she discovered the world of sports for people with disabilities. She was particularly enchanted by the Paralympic Games. The level of skill, determination, and camaraderie among the athletes inspired her to take up wheelchair racing. Years of dedication saw Emma rise through the ranks, training tirelessly, often at dawn, under the watchful eye of her coach, Mr. Lawson. Mr. Lawson was a retired Paralympian himself, and his guidance was both tough and compassionate. He understood the mental and physical struggles Emma went through, and he pushed her to her limits while ensuring she took care of her health. When Emma qualified for her first international competition, the joy and pride she felt were unparalleled. Competing on the world stage was a dream come true, but it was also a crucible. She faced formidable opponents, each with their own incredible stories of resilience. During the final race, Emma found herself neck and neck with another racer, a seasoned Paralympic champion named Lucia. The crowd's energy was electrifying. As they approached the finish line, a split-second decision made all the difference. Emma leaned forward, gave it her all, and in that moment, every ounce of her determination paid off. She crossed the line, just milliseconds ahead of Lucia. The gold medal was hers. As she held the medal in her hands, tears of joy streamed down her face. She thought of all the challenges she had overcome, each hospital visit, every grueling training session, and the doubts she had conquered. Emma's victory was not just a personal achievement, it was a beacon of hope and inspiration for countless others facing their own battles. Her journey was a testament to the power of perseverance, showing that with passion and determination, anything is possible.
Real Madrid and Valladolid clashed in an intense La Liga fixture that kept fans on the edge of their seats from start to finish. The match took place at the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium, one of the most iconic venues in world football. Both teams were determined to claim victory, but for different reasons. Real Madrid aimed to strengthen their position at the top of the table, while Valladolid hoped to secure valuable points to avoid relegation. From the first whistle, the intensity of the match was palpable. Real Madrid, with their star-studded lineup, dominated possession and created several early chances. Karim Benzema was particularly lively, his deft touches and clever movement causing constant problems for the Valladolid defense. Despite the early pressure, Valladolid's goalkeeper made a series of impressive saves to keep the score level. The breakthrough came in the 33rd minute when Vinicius Jr. delivered a perfect cross into the box, which Benzema met with a powerful header to give Real Madrid the lead. The home fans erupted in celebration, but the players knew that the job was far from done. Valladolid responded with a spirited counterattack, testing Real Madrid's defensive resolve. The second half began much like the first, with Real Madrid in control and Valladolid looking for opportunities on the break. Luka Modric and Toni Kroos orchestrated the midfield with their usual brilliance, dictating the tempo and ensuring that their team remained on the front foot. However, Valladolid's resilience paid off in the 65th minute when a well-executed set piece resulted in an equalizing goal. Enes Unal rose highest to nod the ball past Thibaut Courtois, silencing the Bernabéu. The match was now finally poised, and both teams knew that one more goal could decide the outcome. Real Madrid, undeterred by the setback, continued to press forward.
In the bustling city of Lumios, a young EV named Ella lived with her trainer, Maya. Ella was not like other EVs. She was curious and adventurous, always eager to explore the world beyond her cozy home. Maya adored Ella and knew that one day, Ella would have to choose an evolution path. But Ella couldn't decide. Each evolution had its distinct allure. One sunny morning while Maya was at school, Ella noticed a peculiar glow emanating from the forest outside the city. Her curiosity piqued, Ella darted into the trees, following the strange light. As she ventured deeper, she encountered various Pokémon, each representing the different potential evolutions she could undergo. From the majestic Vaporeon swimming in the crystal-clear lake to the graceful Espion meditating in a serene grove. Each evolution Ella met had a story to share, highlighting the strengths and challenges of their forms. Ella was particularly drawn to Umbreon, who spoke of the mysteries of the night and the power of the moon. As night fell, Ella found herself at a crossroads, quite literally. The path diverged into 8 different trails, each leading to a stone representing one of her possible evolutions. At that moment, Maya appeared, having followed Ella's trail with the help of her other Pokémon. She gently picked up Ella and whispered, "It's your choice, Ella. I'll support you no matter what you decide." Inspired by the stories and the trust Maya placed in her, Ella approached the stones. Listening to her heart, she touched the moonstone, and in a burst of light, she transformed into a breathtakingly elegant Umbreon. Nastia was an adventurous girl of 12, her eyes always curious about the world around her. Her father, Alex, was a seasoned travel writer, often away from home on assignments. One summer, he decided to bring Nastia along on a year-long journey around the globe, promising her the adventure of a lifetime. They started their trip in Japan, where the cherry blossoms were in full bloom, the pink petals floating like whispers of nature's beauty. Nastia marveled at the serene tea ceremonies, the intricacies of calligraphy, and even tried her hand at making sushi, much to her delight and the local chef's amusement. After Japan, they flew to Kenya. The vast savannas seemed endless as they embarked on a safari. Nastia's eyes sparkled as she saw lions lounging under acacia trees, elephants marching in resplendent herds, and giraffes gracefully nibbling on the highest leaves. Alex taught her about the Maasai culture, and they even got to visit a Maasai village, dancing along with the locals during a festival. Their journey next took them to the bustling streets of Rome. Here, history seemed to breathe through every cobblestone street and ancient ruin. Nastia was awestruck by the grandeur of the Colosseum, the artistry of the Sistine Chapel, and the timeless beauty of the Trevi Fountain. She and her father would walk for hours, Alex narrating stories of gladiators, Roman emperors, and Renaissance artists. In Peru, Nastia had her first trek in the Andes. The Inca Trail led them to the magnificent Machu Picchu, a sight that left both of them speechless. They spent the night under the starry sky, Alex explaining the constellations and the ancient myths associated with them. Finally, their journey took them to New Zealand. The breathtaking landscape seemed straight out of a fantasy book. Rolling green hills, majestic mountain ranges, and serene beaches. They hiked through the Fiordland National Park and kayaked in the crystal-clear waters of Abel Tasman National Park. As the year drew to a close, Nastia and Alex reflected on their incredible journey. They had not just seen the world, they had learned from it, grown together, and created memories that would last a lifetime. "What was your favorite place?" Alex asked one evening. Nastia thought for a moment, then smiled. "Everywhere with you, Dad." In a vibrant woodland, the magical creatures known as poyos dwelled peacefully. These poyos were not just ordinary beings. They encapsulated the spirit of ancient storytellers. Every poyo held a key to a once-forgotten story, locked away in the annals of time. One sunny morning, young Pippin the poyo woke with a start. The sparkling brook, usually filled with harmony, had grown murky. The tales woven by the elders began to fade from memory, and the once clear narrative of the poyo world started to unravel. Pippin, with an inquisitive heart and determined spirit, set out on an adventure to restore the stories. Along his journey, he met Lena, a wise yet quirky owl who had seen countless generations of poyos come and go. Lena fluttered from branch to branch, her eyes gleaming with knowledge. At first, Lena was reluctant to help the young poyo, citing the dangers and the unknown paths that lay ahead. But Pippin's earnest plea melted her hesitance. Lena revealed that the key to restoring the lost stories lay in the enchanted Cave of Echoes, deep within the Forbidden Forest. Together, they ventured into the depths of the forest, facing various trials. They crossed the Whispering Swamp, where voices of old tales whispered caution and encouragement. They navigated the labyrinth of forgotten paths, keeping their wits sharp and spirits unwavering. Finally, they stood before the Cave of Echoes, a dim and forbidding entrance. Inside, an ethereal glow emanated, casting dancing shadows on the cave walls. They discovered ancient scrolls and tablets, bearing the essence of every tale ever told. But as they began to gather the artifacts, a mischievous spirit known as Skryl appeared. Skryl, drawn to Pippin's pure intent, offered a challenge. If they could recount a lost story correctly, he would let them take the treasures without hindrance. Pippin's heart raced, but Lena whispered to him a nearly forgotten story about the first Poyo. With unwavering conviction, Pippin narrated the tale. Skryl listened intently, his mischievous demeanor softening. As Pippin finished, the spirit nodded in approval and faded away. With the treasures in hand, Pippin and Lena returned to their village. The stories, now whole, flowed through the community, bringing back the harmony that had been lost. The brook sparkled anew, and the Poyo world thrived once more. Pippin was hailed as a hero, a true keeper of tales, ensuring that the legacy of the Poyos would continue to echo through the ages.
Rhino Hero Jr. was not your average rhino. He had a superhero costume complete with a flowing red cape and a mask to hide his true identity. Every day after school, Rhino Hero Jr. would rush to his secret hideout behind the playground to check for any signs of trouble in the animal kingdom. He was determined to follow in the footsteps of his father, Rhino Hero Sr., who was renowned for his bravery and strength. One bright afternoon, Rhino Hero Jr. noticed something unusual. Squeaky the mouse was frantically running in circles by the pond. Rhino Hero Jr. approached and asked, "What's wrong, Squeaky?" With tearful eyes, Squeaky replied, "My family is trapped in a cage at the far end of the forest. A mean ferret locked them up." Determined to help, Rhino Hero Jr. set off toward the forest without a second thought. Along the way, he met Hoppy the Frog, who offered to guide him through the dense forest trails. Together, they navigated the twisted paths and perilous streams. As they arrived at the far end of the forest, they spotted the ferret patrolling near the cage. Rhino Hero Jr. devised a plan. Using his strength, he would distract the ferret, while Hoppy would sneak around and open the cage. "Be brave," Rhino Hero Jr. whispered to himself. Charging forward, he let out a loud roar to grab the ferret's attention. The ferret, startled, turned to face the brave Rhino. Rhino Hero Jr. and the ferret engaged in a fierce struggle, but his training and determination gave him the upper hand. Meanwhile, Hoppy carefully hopped to the cage and worked the latch. The cage door swung open, and Squeaky's family scurried out, relieved and overjoyed. Seeing that the mission was successful, Rhino Hero Jr. released the ferret and warned him sternly to never harm another innocent creature. Exhausted but happy, Rhino Hero Jr. and Hoppy led Squeaky's family back to safety. The news of his heroic deed spread quickly through the animal kingdom, and Rhino Hero Jr. earned respect and admiration from Lol. He learned that true heroism comes from courage, compassion, and the willingness to help others in need, no matter how big or small the task. Every evening, he would return to his secret hideout, ready to face whatever challenge came next, proud to carry on his father's legacy.
In a lush, green village known as Havenwood, a tight-knit group of animal friends lived in harmony. Among them were Buster, a wise old tortoise, Aaliyah, an adventurous fox, Luna, a nurturing rabbit, and Pip, a mischievous squirrel. These friends spent their days exploring the woods, sharing stories, and taking care of their beautiful home. One day, while they were playing near the ancient willow tree in the heart of the village, Aaliyah noticed something glimmering among the roots. She called her friends over and, together, they unearthed an old, ornate key. Buster, with his vast knowledge, recognized it immediately. "This key," he said, "belonged to the legendary whispering chest, rumored to grant one wish." The group decided to find the chest, embarking on an exciting adventure. They ventured through the enchanted forest, crossed the crystal lake, and climbed the misty mountains. Along the way, they encountered various challenges, cunning riddles posed by an owl, a maze of thorny bushes, and a swift river that seemed impossible to cross. With teamwork, courage, and a bit of humor from Pip, they overcame each obstacle. Finally, they reached a secluded cave beneath the mountains where the whispering chest lay hidden. As they inserted the key, the chest creaked open to reveal a parchment. The inscription read, "To grant your wish, you must first wish for the good of others." After much thought, Luna voiced their collective desire for their village, Havenwood, to be eternally protected and prosperous. The chest glowed, and a warm breeze swept through the cave, carrying whispers of gratitude.
Sarah, bleeding gums again? You need Parodontax. Parodontax Active Gum Repair helps repair gums from 1 week. Good job. Parodontax.
On a magical floating island, there lived a group of daring heroes known as the Fortnights. These weren't ordinary heroes, they had unique abilities and possessed colorful and quirky outfits. Each day on this island was an adventure, filled with surprise, mystery, and the occasional burst of danger. One sunny morning, the Fortnights received an urgent message from their leader, the Sentinel. The Sentinel, a wise guy with shiny armor and glowing blue eyes, announced that a powerful storm was approaching the island and it was up to the Fortnights to save their home. The team quickly assembled and prepared for the mission. First in line was Speedster, a fast and agile hero always ready to race into action. Beside Speedster stood Blaze, a fiery character with flame-colored hair and the ability to control fire. Next was Shadow, a mysterious figure who could become invisible and move without a sound. Last but not least was Constructor, a brilliant engineer who could build anything from towering forts to speedy vehicles. Using their unique talents, the team set out to face the storm. Speedster raced against time, delivering supplies and reinforcing walls. Blaze used her fire to warm freezing villagers. Shadow sneaked into dangerous areas to gather important information and resources. Constructor built sturdy shelters and vehicles to help everyone escape the wild weather. As the storm approached, the Fortnights noticed something peculiar. The storm wasn't natural, it was created by an evil villain named Tempest. Tempest aimed to take over the floating island and trap the Fortnights in an eternal storm. With a plan in mind, they decided to confront Tempest directly. At the peak of the island's highest mountain, they found Tempest gazing over his swirling creation. Together, they fought bravely. Speedster darted around Tempest, distracting him while Blaze threw fireballs to weaken his powers. Shadow used his invisibility to strike at the right moments while Constructor built a machine to drain Tempest's storm energy. After a fierce battle, the Fortnights' combined efforts defeated Tempest and the storm began to fade away. The floating island was safe once more. The Fortnights were hailed as heroes, having saved their home from a terrifying fate. As they celebrated their victory, the Sentinel reminded them that their strength came from their unity and the trust they placed in each other. The floating island thrived, with its inhabitants filled with hope and excitement for new adventures. And so, the Fortnights continued to protect their magical home, ready for whatever challenges came their way. They knew that as long as they had each other, no storm or villain could stand in their way.
Once upon a time in the pixelated world of Minecraft, a little character named Alex pranced through the lush, blocky forest. Alex had fiery red hair and big curious eyes that twinkled with excitement. With a wooden pickaxe in hand, she was on a mission to find the enchanted diamond that everyone talked about. This diamond wasn't just any diamond. It was said to have magical powers that could make trees dance and oceans sing. Alex's best friend, a floppy-eared wolf named Montgomery, wagged his tail enthusiastically and followed her every step of the way. Together, they ventured through the thick forests, climbed steep mountains, and crossed bubbling streams. The world of Minecraft was full of wonders, and Alex was determined to uncover them all. One sunny morning, Alex and Montgomery arrived at a vast, dark cavern. The entrance was covered in thick vines and eerie shadows danced on the walls. "This must be the place," Alex whispered, her heart pounding with anticipation. Unbeknownst to them, a mischievous Enderman named Zark watched them from the darkness. Zark was known for his trickery and loved to play pranks on adventurers. As Alex and Montgomery delved deeper into the cavern, they faced various obstacles. They navigated through puzzling mazes of cobblestone, leaped over pools of bubbling lava, and dodged flocks of screeching bats. Montgomery's keen sense of smell and sharp instincts proved invaluable, guiding them through the cavern's many challenges. Suddenly, the ground beneath them began to shake. "What's happening?" Alex exclaimed, grabbing onto Montgomery for balance. From the shadows emerged Zark, his eyes glowing with mischief. "Looking for this?" Zark taunted, holding up the enchanted diamond. "You'll have to catch me first." With that, he sprinted deeper into the cave, his laughter echoing in the walls. Alex and Montgomery chased after Zark with all their might. The cavern twisted and turned, but Alex's determination never wavered. Montgomery barked wildly, spurring Alex on. Finally, they cornered Zark against a wall of glowing emerald blocks. "You win this time," Zark grumbled, reluctantly handing over the gleaming diamond before vanishing into the darkness. Once upon a time in the dazzling world of Robloxia, there lived a young explorer named Max. Max was not just any ordinary kid. He had an undying spirit of adventure and a knack for solving puzzles. He wore a blue cap, a green backpack, and his most prized possession, a tiny compass that his grandfather had given him. One sunny day, while exploring the bustling town square of Robloxia, Max stumbled upon an ancient map hidden under a loose brick. The map had intricate designs and marked the path to a hidden treasure in the enchanted forest. Max's eyes sparkled with excitement as he decided to follow the clues. His first challenge was to cross the Mystic River, a river known for its magical waters that changed colors every hour. Max needed a boat, but he didn't have one. Suddenly, he remembered his friend, Lily, who was an expert builder. Without wasting a minute, Max ran to Lily's house and showed her the map. "A treasure hunt. Count me in," exclaimed Lily. Together, they built a sturdy boat using materials from Lily's workshop and set sail on the Mystic River. While sailing, they encountered glowing fishes and dancing water sprites. They followed the map, which led them to the Whispering Cave. According to the map, the cave held the key to the treasure, but only revealed it to those who could answer its riddle. As they entered, an echoing voice said, "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?" Max and Lily pondered for a moment. Suddenly, Max's eyes lit up. "An echo!" he shouted. The cave trembled and a secret passage opened, revealing a staircase leading down. They descended cautiously and found themselves in the heart of the enchanted forest. The final clue on the map pointed to a towering oak tree with golden leaves. Underneath the tree, they found an ancient chest. As they opened it, they discovered not gold or jewels, but a collection of old books and scrolls. "These are the lost stories of Robloxia," exclaimed Lily. Max and Lily decided to take the books to the town's library so everyone in Robloxia could enjoy the forgotten tales. They returned as heroes, and the town celebrated their courageous adventure. From that day on, Max and Lily continued to explore and uncover more mysteries of Robloxia. knowing that every adventure was just the beginning of another fantastic story.
Once upon a time, in a small village, lived a curious and brave little girl named Lily. Lily had big brown eyes and always wore a bright red cap. She loved to play outside with her best friend, Max, a chubby and cheerful puppy with a black spot around one eye. One sunny afternoon, while playing in the village square, Lily and Max found an old, dusty hopscotch grid drawn on the ground. "I've never seen this one before," said Lily, dusting off the grid with her cap. Max wagged his tail excitedly. As Lily picked up a small, shimmering stone to use as a marker, an old woman appeared from behind the bushes. She wore a flowing, shiny blue dress and had a kind face with twinkling eyes. "Ah, you found the magic hopscotch," she said with a gentle smile. "Magic hopscotch? What does it do?" Lily asked, her eyes wide with curiosity. "Each square holds a different adventure," explained the old woman. "Only the brave and kind-hearted can reveal its magic." Intrigued, Lily placed the shimmering stone on the first square. As soon as she hopped onto the square, a gust of wind swirled around her and Max. When the wind settled, they found themselves in an enchanted forest. The forest was filled with talking animals and sparkling flowers. A squirrel named Nutty scurried up to them. "Welcome to the enchanted forest. We need your help. The golden acorn, which keeps our forest alive, has been stolen by the mischievous ravens," Nutty explained. Without hesitation, Lily decided to help. She and Max followed Nutty through the forest until they reached the ravens' lair. The ravens were clever and had set up tricky traps. But with Max's keen sense of smell and Lily's courage, they managed to avoid the traps and retrieve the golden acorn. They returned it to Nutty, who thanked them with a bright, golden flower that glowed in the moonlight. Back at the magic hopscotch grid, Lily hopped onto the second square, and a new adventure began. This time, they landed in a candy kingdom. The Candy Queen needed help to stop the gummy bear giant from eating all the candy trees. Each hop brought them to a new magical place.
In the magical world of Tootie Town, there were 3 brave friends who loved to play a game called Battle Royale. These friends were Leo the lion, Felix the fox, and Ella the elephant. Each had their own unique skills. Leo was strong and fearless, Felix was quick and cunning, and Ella was clever and resourceful. One sunny morning, they gathered on the green grassy field of Tootie Town, with their colorful gear shining in the sunlight. Leo roared with excitement, Felix did a quick flip, and Ella wiggled her trunk. It was time for an epic game of Battle Royale. The goal was to find the golden treasure hidden somewhere in Tootie Town while avoiding the mischievous trolls who wanted the treasure for themselves. The game began with a loud trumpet sound from Ella. They all split up to cover more ground. Leo trudged through the dense forest, his eyes sharp and his ears alert for any sign of the treasure. Felix hopped swiftly over the rocky hills, his nose twitching as he looked for clues. Ella used her memory to recall all the spots where the treasure might be hidden. Their adventure was filled with excitement and challenges. Leo had to wrestle a giant thorn bush that blocked his path. Felix had to outsmart a clever trap set by the trolls, and Ella had to solve a tricky puzzle to get through a magical gate. As the sun began to set, their paths finally converged at an old abandoned castle. Here, they saw a faint golden glow peeking through a crack in the wall. Excited but cautious, they worked together to move the heavy stones. With a final heave, the wall gave way, revealing the golden treasure chest. But just as they were about to celebrate, the ground rumbled. The mischievous trolls had arrived. A battle ensued, with Leo using his strength to fend off the trolls, Felix darting in and out to confuse them, and Ella using her smarts to create clever distractions. Finally, with one last united effort, they managed to send the trolls running away. Exhausted but happy, they opened the treasure chest to find it filled with golden coins, sparkling jewels, and most importantly, the golden crown of Tootie Town, which was said to bring peace and prosperity. Once upon a time in a bright and colorful town called Luminara, there were magical light pads that every child in the town adored. These light pads weren't just regular pads, they could transform drawings into glowing illustrations that danced and sparkled. The town of Luminara was filled with laughter, joy, and creativity thanks to these amazing light pads. There was a young boy named Leo who loved drawing more than anything. Every night before bed, he would take his light pad and create dazzling works of art. One night, while experimenting with new accessories for his light pad, like special pens and stencils, Leo's room lit up in a way he had never seen before. His drawings began to move and tell stories. Leo watched in amazement as his illustrations of forests, animals, and magical creatures came to life. Each accessory seemed to unlock a new magical ability in the light pad. The special pens made the drawings shimmer with different colors, the stencils gave perfect shapes that glowed with vibrant patterns, and even the eraser had a magic of its own, allowing Leo to reshape and animate his drawings again and again. The next day, Leo ran to his best friend Mia to show her the magical discovery. Mia loved crafts and had an eye for detail. Together, they spent hours creating masterpieces, mixing different accessories to make the magic even more spectacular. The whole town soon heard of Leo and Mia's magical light pad adventures. Children and adults alike gathered to watch the radiant stories unfold. Leo and Mia decided to share their accessories and tips with everyone in Luminara.
Football is a struggle when you can't breathe well. Otrivin unblocks your nose 6 times faster than pills and helps you breathe better for up to 12 hours. Breathe your best with Otrivin.
Once upon a time in the Mushroom Kingdom, Mario was ready for a new adventure. Bowser had kidnapped Princess Peach again, but this time, he had a tricky plan. He wanted to marry her. Mario had to save Peach before that could happen. Mario embarked on his adventure with a special new friend, Cappy. Cappy was a magical hat who could possess almost anything and anyone. Together, they formed an unbeatable team. Mario tossed Cappy onto a frog, and suddenly, he was hopping high in the air. They traveled through different kingdoms, each filled with their own unique challenges. In the Sand Kingdom, Mario had to navigate through a scorching desert and solve ancient puzzles. In the Wooded Kingdom, he climbed tall trees and dodged piranha plants. Each kingdom brought Mario closer to Bowser's wedding. One day, they arrived in the Luncheon Kingdom, where everything looked so tasty. Bowser's minions tried to stop them with giant forks and pots of boiling soup. Mario and Cappy defeated them using teamwork and quick wits. Finally, Mario and Cappy reached the Moon Kingdom, where Bowser planned to marry Peach. The atmosphere was tense as they raced against time. Bowser had giant boxing gloves and breathed fire like a dragon. It seemed impossible to win. But Mario jumped and dodged, using Cappy to possess Bowser himself. Wearing Bowser's shell, Mario rescued Peach and destroyed the wedding site. Princess Peach was free, and Mario and Cappy were heroes. They waved goodbye to the Moon Kingdom and returned to their friends. The Mushroom Kingdom celebrated their return with a big party. Mario and Cappy's friendship had grown strong, and they knew they could face any challenge together. And so, peace was restored, and everyone lived happily ever after.
Once upon a time in a magical land called Brainyville, there was a small island known as Memory Island. On this island lived creatures called memories, who were in charge of helping all the kids and grown-ups remember important things. The memories were tiny, playful beings who wore colorful hats for different types of memories. Blue hats for school memories, red hats for fun memories, and green hats for family memories. They were always busy sorting, organizing, and storing memories in a big shiny crystal cave in the center of the island. One bright morning, the chief memory named Memo realized something was wrong. "Oh dear," Memo exclaimed. the forget-me-nots are spreading around Memory Island. Forget-me-nots were tiny flowers that caused anyone who touched them to forget things. Memo quickly gathered the other memories. We must find a way to keep our memories safe, Memo said. The memories brainstormed ideas. Some suggested using umbrellas, while others thought of wearing gloves. But a young smart memory named Remy had a brilliant idea. Why don't we create memory bubbles? Remy said. We can blow bubbles to capture memories and keep them safe from forget-me-nots. Everyone loved the idea. The memories immediately got to work, using magic wands to blow shimmering memory bubbles. Each bubble held a precious memory, floating around like tiny lanterns. As the days went by, everyone in Brainyville noticed that they were remembering things even better than before. The memories had saved the day with their clever memory bubbles.
Once upon a time, in a cozy forest, there lived a mischievous little girl named Masha and her best friend, a kind-hearted bear simply known as Bear. Masha was full of energy and always looking for fun, while Bear preferred peace and quiet. One sunny morning, Masha was particularly restless. She convinced Bear to go on an adventure to find the legendary hidden honeycomb, known to have the sweetest honey in the world. Together, they packed a small bag with some snacks and set off towards the deep forest. As they ventured deeper, the forest became denser and the path trickier. Masha's excitement grew with every step, while Bear cautiously scanned for any signs of danger. They encountered a talking squirrel who warned them about the tricky fox guarding the honeycomb. Masha, undeterred by the challenge, pressed on, dragging the reluctant Bear with her. Soon, they arrived at a clearing where they could see a golden sparkle in the distance. Masha and Bear cautiously approached, and there they saw it, the hidden honeycomb, shining brightly in the sunlight. But just as they reached out, the tricky fox leapt in front of them. "To get the honey, you must answer my riddle," the fox said slyly. Masha's eyes sparkled with determination. "Bring it on," she cheered. The fox asked, "What has a face and two hands but no arms or legs?" Masha thought hard, tapping her chin. Suddenly, she remembered the clock in Bear's cozy home and shouted, "A clock?"
In a bright, cheerful town lived a toy named Barbie. Barbie wasn't just any toy, she had the unique ability to come to life when no humans were around. With her golden hair and sparkling dress, she became a beacon of joy wherever she went. But Barbie was different in another way too, she was quite the adventurer. One sunny morning, as soon as the house became quiet, Barbie decided to embark on a new adventure. She had heard whispers about a hidden forest, a place said to be filled with magic and secrets. She packed her tiny backpack, took a deep breath, and pushed open the door of the dollhouse. The journey to the hidden forest took her through bustling streets, across bubbling brooks, and over rolling hills. Along the way, she met a curious squirrel who offered to show her the way. His name was Nutty, and he had a knack for finding hidden paths and obscure trails. As they reached the outskirts of the hidden forest, Barbie felt a tingle of excitement. The trees seemed taller, the air thinner, and the forest floor was covered in vibrant flowers and glowing mushrooms. Nutty told her of a legend about a mystical lake within the forest that could grant a single wish to anyone who found it. Intrigued, Barbie couldn't resist the allure of such magic. With Nutty by her side, they ventured deeper into the forest, navigating through lush greenery and sparkling streams. They encountered various forest dwellers, singing birds, mischievous elves, and wise old owls. Each offered clues and guidance, but the journey was not without its challenges. There were narrow paths, tricky puzzles, and moments of doubt. Just when they thought they were lost, a gentle light began to glow in the distance. Following the light, they arrived at the mystical lake, its surface shimmering like 1,000 diamonds. Barbie closed her eyes and wished for the joy of adventure to be shared with everyone in her town. As if understanding her heartfelt wish, the lake glowed brighter, and a warm, comforting breeze enveloped them. With their mission accomplished, Barbie and Nutty began their journey back. Upon returning, Barbie found that the people in her town seemed happier and more adventurous, just like she had wished. From that day on, Barbie continued to explore, knowing that the hidden forest and its magical lake would always be there, waiting for her next adventure. A full moon hung low in the velvety sky, casting gentle beams through the dense woodland canopy. Among the rustling leaves danced a group of fairies, their delicate wings glistening with iridescent hues. Leading the dance was Puck, a mischievous sprite with a twinkle in his eye and a cheeky grin. His laugh echoed through the forest as he twirled and leaped, urging his fellow fairies to frolic with him. Nearby, Oberon and Titania, the regal fairy king and queen, watched with serene smiles, their crowns made of woven flowers and stardust. The trees, ancient and wise, seemed to nod in time with the fairies' song, their branches moving as if enchanted by the magical melody. Tiny fireflies added to the spectacle, weaving through the air like living lanterns. The fairies sang of the night's enchantment, of dreams woven in moonlight and wishes whispered on a breeze. An ancient oak stood at the heart of the clearing, its roots deep and strong, symbolizing the eternal nature of these woodland creatures. As the song reached its crescendo, a feeling of pure, unbridled joy enveloped the grove, uniting the fairies and the forest in a shared moment of timeless wonder. The night seemed endless, filled with the laughter of sprites and the ethereal glow of fairy magic. In that enchanted glade, under the watchful eye of the moon, a sense of harmony prevailed, reminding all who witnessed it of the simple, yet profound beauty of nature and its creatures. The fairies, light as whispers, danced and sang until the first hints of dawn began to weave a tapestry of pinks and golds above the treetops. Ukiyo-e, often translated as pictures of the floating world, is a genre of traditional Japanese woodblock prints, as well as paintings, that flourished between the 17th and 19th centuries. It emerged during the Edo period, a time of relative peace and isolation in Japan, which fostered a unique cultural flowering. Ukiyo-e focused primarily on subjects such as kabuki actors, sumo wrestlers, beautiful courtesans, landscapes, and scenes from history and folklore. One of the most distinctive features of ukiyo-e is the woodblock printing technique itself. This method allowed for the mass production of images, making art more accessible to a broad audience. The process involved several craftsmen, a designer who created the image, a carver who transferred the image to a wooden block, and a printer who applied ink to the block and pressed it onto paper. These prints were characterized by their crisp lines, vibrant colors, and intricate details. Ukiyo-e artists such as Hokusai and Hiroshige are particularly renowned for their innovative approaches to composition and perspective. Hokusai's series 36 Views of Mount Fuji, which includes the famous print The Great Wave off Kanagawa, exemplifies the detailed and dynamic style of ukiyo-e landscapes. Hiroshige, on the other hand, is celebrated for his series The 53 Stations of the Takedo, which captures various scenic spots along the Takedo Road. Another unique aspect of ukiyo-e is its focus on the ephemeral nature of life and the enjoyment of fleeting pleasures. This theme is encapsulated in the term floating world, which implies a transient, dreamlike state. The art often depicted scenes of urban life in Edo, modern-day Tokyo, showcasing the vibrant entertainment districts, bustling markets, and serene natural beauty of the time. Despite its historical roots, ukiyo-e has had a lasting impact on global art. Its influence can be seen in the works of Western artists such as Vincent van Gogh and Claude Monet, who admired and were inspired by the bold compositions and use of color. Today, ukiyo-e remains a celebrated and studied art form, appreciated for its aesthetic beauty and cultural significance. The journey of Lego from a small Danish workshop to becoming the most popular toy brand in the world is a story of innovation, adaptation, and perseverance. It all began in 1932 when Ole Kirk Christiansen, a carpenter, started making wooden toys in his workshop in Billund, Denmark. His philosophy of producing only the best quality toys birthed the company name, Lego, derived from the Danish words leg godt, meaning play well. The shift from wooden toys to plastic building bricks occurred in the late 1940s. Using a plastic molding machine, Lego began to produce interlocking bricks, which were simple yet versatile. However, it wasn't until 1958 that the modern Lego brick, with its unique stud-and-tube coupling system, was patented. This system allowed for more stable and diverse constructions, which set Lego apart from other building toys. The introduction of themed sets in the 1970s, such as Lego Space and Lego Castle, helped boost creativity among children by allowing them to create entire worlds. This was further enhanced by the launch of the minifigure in 1978, giving a human element to the creations. Lego's ability to keep up with changing times has been crucial. The company embraced digitalization early. In the 1990s, they developed Lego Mindstorms, a line of programmable robotic kits that combined the joy of building with computer programming. As movies and video games became cultural mainstays, Lego collaborated on lines such as Lego Star Wars and Lego Harry Potter. These theme-based collaborations attracted both children and adult fans, increasing Lego's market reach. Financial difficulties in the early 2000s forced the company to rethink its business strategy. By focusing on its core product, the brick, and embracing online communities of fans, Lego turned around its fortunes. Japan's history is a rich tapestry of cultural, political, and social evolution that spans thousands of years. This island nation in East Asia has undergone significant transformations that have shaped its unique identity. The history of Japan begins with the Jomon period, c. 14,000 to 300 BCE, characterized by hunter-gatherers who created some of the earliest known pottery. This era was followed by the Yayoi period, c. 300 BCE 300 CE, marked by the introduction of rice cultivation, metalworking, and a more sedentary lifestyle. The Kofun period, c. 300 to 538 CE, saw the emergence of powerful clan leaders and the construction of large burial mounds called kofun. During this time, Japan began to establish more formal connections with mainland Asia, particularly Korea and China, influencing its culture, technology, and political structures. The Asuka period, 538 to 710, introduced Buddhism to Japan, which significantly impacted the nation's culture and aesthetics. It was followed by the Nara period, 710 to 794, when the first permanent capital was established in Nara, and many aspects of government and society began to resemble Chinese models. The Heian period, 794 to 1185, was a golden age of art, literature, and court life, epitomized by works like The Tale of Genji and the development of kana script. The Kamakura period, 1185 to 1333, brought the rise of the samurai class and the establishment of the Kamakura shogunate, a military government that marked the beginning of feudal Japan. The subsequent Muromachi period, 1336 to 1573, saw a flourishing of culture, such as the tea ceremony, but was also marked by political unrest and the Unin War, leading to the Warring States period. The Azuchi Momoyama period, 1573 to 1603, was a time of unification under leaders like Oda Nobunaga and Toyotomi Hideyoshi, setting the stage for the Edo period, 1603 to 1868, a long era of peace, isolation, and economic growth under Tokugawa shogunate. The Meiji Restoration in 1868 marked the end of the shogunate and the beginning of modern Japan, characterized by rapid modernization and westernization. This era set the stage for Japan's emergence as a major world power, leading into the tumultuous 20th century, including its role in World War II and subsequent recovery. Post-war Japan saw tremendous economic growth, technological innovation, and the establishment of a democratic government, shaping the contemporary nation known for its unique blend of tradition and modernity.
Throughout human history, the question of the meaning of life has been pondered by philosophers, theologians, scientists, and thinkers. The meaning of life is a multifaceted question that often centers around the purpose and significance of human existence. Different cultures, religions, and individuals have proposed various explanations, ranging from the pursuit of happiness, the seeking of knowledge, the establishment of relationships, the fulfillment of one's duties, to the expression of creativity. Each perspective offers unique insights, yet no singular answer has achieved universal acceptance. Living a good life, similarly, can be approached from multiple angles. One prevalent perspective is the pursuit of happiness and well-being. This can be achieved through nurturing relationships, finding meaningful work, practicing gratitude, and maintaining physical and mental health. Social connections and a strong sense of community often play a crucial role in fostering a sense of belonging and purpose. Another approach is the pursuit of virtue and ethical living. This idea is deeply rooted in various philosophical traditions, such as Aristotelian ethics, which emphasize the development of good character traits or virtues like courage, temperance, and wisdom. It also includes living in accordance with moral principles, striving to do good, and contributing positively to society. Mindfulness and presence also contribute significantly to the quality of life. By focusing on the present moment and cultivating awareness, individuals can find joy and meaning in their everyday experiences. This involves appreciating the small things in life, being kind to oneself and others, and embracing change with an open heart. The existentialist perspective, on the other hand, suggests that meaning is not inherent but rather created by individuals. According to this view, each person must define their own meaning through choices, actions, and personal commitments. Social media is abuzz with a fresh batch of motivational quotes that are firing up people's spirits and driving them towards their goals. Here are the top 10 favorites. 1. Believe you can and you're halfway there, Theodore Roosevelt. This gem from a former president is popping up everywhere, reminding us that self-belief is the first step to any achievement. 2. Your limitation, it's only your imagination. Folks are embracing this quote, banishing doubts and pushing their creative boundaries. 3. Push yourself, because no one else is going to do it for you. A tough love mantra that's resonating with the go-getters and self-starters. 4. Great things never come from comfort zones. This one's making waves, prompting many to step out of their familiar routines. 5. Dream it. Wish it. Do it. Simple yet powerful, this quote is inspiring action and turning dreams into reality. 6. Success doesn't just find you. You have to go out and get it. A reminder that hard work is key, this quote is motivating people to chase their aspirations. 7. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. A favorite among fitness enthusiasts, pushing them to go the extra mile. 8. Wake up with determination. Go to bed with satisfaction. This quote is becoming a mantra for those striving for daily progress and fulfillment. 9. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Encouraging long-term thinking and positive habits, this one is a social media hit. The age-old question that has baffled philosophers, sages, and anyone who's ever stared too long at the ceiling at 3 a.m., what is the meaning of life? Asking that is like opening a bag of chips. Once you start, you might not stop until you've reached the bottom, and even then, you're left with more crumbs than answers. But don't worry, we don't need an existential crisis here. Let's make sense of it, with a dash of humor and a sprinkle of satire. First off, the meaning of life. Just like trying to assemble furniture without instructions, it's a mixed bag. Some say it's to find happiness, others to seek wisdom, or maybe it's the pursuit of a really good Wi-Fi signal. But let's keep it simple. Life is a series of moments, some sweet, some salty, and some that taste like they fell behind the couch months ago. Now, how do we live a good life? Let's break it down like a kindergarten art project that somehow ends up costing more than your monthly grocery bill. Step 1. Embrace imperfection. Let's be honest, nobody's perfect. Even that Instagram model who claims to have her whole life together has probably cried over a broken nail. Perfection is boring, anyway. You need a little chaos to keep things interesting. Step 2. Laugh often. If life gives you lemons, chuck them at someone who takes themselves too seriously. Laughter is the best medicine, and it's way cheaper than therapy. Plus, there are no nasty side effects, unless you count snorting coffee through your nose. Step 3. Be kind. This isn't just about not kicking puppies, which, by the way, is a big no-no. It's about acts of kindness, like letting someone cut in line when they only have one item and you're hoarding a grocery cart apocalypse. Kindness makes life a little sweeter, for you and for others. Step 4. Pursue your passions. Unless your passion is something illegal or weirdly specific, like collecting toenail clippings. In that case, find another hobby. Life's too short to spend most of it doing stuff you hate. Chase what sets your soul on fire. Queen Elizabeth II, a name synonymous with continuity, resilience, and an almost superhuman capacity for wearing the most exuberant hats, has graced the British throne with unparalleled dignity and poise for over 7 decades. She witnessed 14 British prime ministers, from the eloquent Winston Churchill to the ever-bumbling Boris Johnson, and she did so with a knack for keeping a stiff upper lip, even when the tea was tepid and the scones were less than fluffy. Her Majesty's reign began at the tender age of 25, when most of us are still mastering the art of cooking pasta without it sticking to the pot. With the sudden passing of her father, King George VI, Elizabeth was thrust into the spotlight, a reluctant star in a glittering saga of pageantry, diplomacy, and the occasional royal scandal. This tale of regal endurance wouldn't be complete without a mention of Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, her husband and chief mischief maker, who always seemed to know just the right inappropriate joke to tell at a state banquet. Together, they navigated the choppy waters of the 20th and 21st centuries, balancing tradition with the unrelenting march of modernity like a pair of seasoned gymnasts on a very high, very wobbly beam. Whether it was her famous Annus Horribilis speech in 1992, where she declared the year a complete write-off due to family and national dramas, or her more recent forays into Zoom calls, where she mastered the mute button with the precision of a seasoned IT professional. Elizabeth II has always been the epitome of British grit and grace. Her tea may have occasionally gone cold, and her corgis might have had more royal audiences than some of her subjects, but Queen Elizabeth II remained a stalwart figure of stability in an ever-changing world. To many, she wasn't just a monarch, but a resilient grandmother figure, whose handbags probably contained more life advice than Werther's originals. In the quaint little town of Brushford, a group of enthusiastic individuals decided to embrace their inner Picassos and join a local painting class for beginners. Led by the exuberant and slightly eccentric instructor, Ms. Mona Lisa, yes, that was her real name, this crew was ready to dive headfirst into the world of art, armed with nothing but brushes, palettes, and misplaced confidence. First on the agenda, learning the fundamentals. Ms. Mona Lisa stood in front of the class with a giant canvas and passionately explained the color wheel as if it was a Rosetta Stone. Red and blue make purple, yellow and blue make green. She proclaimed, her wide gestures accidentally splattering magenta paint onto her polka dot dress. The students watched with a mix of admiration and amusement. The most memorable character had to be Bob, a retired engineer with an insatiable love for symmetry and precision. Bob's first painting of a simple apple turned into a hyper-detailed blueprint of an orchard irrigation system. Bob, it's beautiful, but maybe just an apple next time? Ms. Mona Lisa suggested, trying not to laugh. Then there was Linda, a free-spirited florist who couldn't draw a straight line if her life depended on it. Her paintings were a chaotic explosion of color that somehow captured the essence of a rainbow sneezing. Linda, this is supposed to be a landscape. Ms. Mona Lisa said as she examined Linda's canvas, which looked more like a tie-dye experiment gone wrong. Linda just grinned. It's avant-garde, she retorted. Amidst the chaos was Timmy, the youngest member of the class at only 10 years old. Armed with his trusty crayon set, Timmy's abstract representation of his dog was both ridiculous and endearing. It's a modern take on pet portraits, declared Ms. Mona Lisa, trying her best to encourage young Timmy's creative spirit. Each week, the class tackled a new skill, from perspective to shading. But no matter how hard they tried, their paintings often resembled something from a Salvador Dali fever dream. Ms. Mona Lisa, ever the optimist, cheered them on. Remember, it's not about the perfect painting, it's about expressing yourself, she'd say, even as another glob of paint landed on her dress. After weeks of trial, error, and lots of laughter, the class held an art show. The townsfolk gathered to see this eclectic mix of masterpieces. Bob's perfectly measured apples, Linda's psychedelic landscapes, and Timmy's vibrant dog portraits stole the show. Amidst the applause and chuckles, Ms. Mona Lisa beamed with pride. You all have the hearts of true artists, she said, giving each student a paint-splattered hug. And so, in the little town of Brushford, a bunch of novice painters learned that art isn't just about skill but about heart, humor, and a whole lot of happy accidents.
Once upon a time in the 18th century, there was a cantankerous collection of British colonies nestled along the eastern coast of North America. These colonies, like a set of unruly siblings, were growing tired of their parent country, the distant and somewhat snooty England. The colonies were tired of the constant taxes, the tedious regulations, and the general lack of respect for their budding autonomy. Picture it, 13 colonies bickering over whether to dump tea into a harbor or to simply send a very sternly worded letter. Spoiler alert, they went with the Tea Party. Enter the scene. One Thomas Jefferson, a gentleman with a penchant for quills and the dramatic. Jefferson, alongside his motley crew of founding fathers, decided it was high time to pen a breakup letter. They did so with such flair and revolutionary zest that it was dubbed the Declaration of Independence. Signed on July 4, 1776, it was the start of a very messy but ultimately successful divorce from King George III. The colonies evolved into the United States of America, a nation ready for its turn on the world stage, but still unsure of how to tie its shoes. Fast forward and we see a young nation grappling with its identity, much like a teenager trying to decide whether to be a rock star or a scholar. The country expanded westward, stumbled into the Civil War, and came out the other side with a renewed, if somewhat idealistic, commitment to equality. The Civil War was America's awkward puberty phase. Lots of shouting, drastic changes, and a few questionable fashion choices. Abraham Lincoln, with his iconic stovepipe hat, led the charge to ensure that all men are created equal. Wasn't just a catchy phrase. Post-war, the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments were added to the Constitution, attempting to smooth out the wrinkles of a deeply divided society. Fast forward a bit more and America finds itself in the 20th century, facing 2 world wars, a Great Depression, and a Cold War. Did you know nature has a sense of humor? Here are 5 fun facts that might tickle your funny bone and give you a newfound appreciation for the great outdoors. Fact 1. Sloths are the ultimate couch potatoes of the animal kingdom. These laid-back creatures move at a top speed of 0.17 miles per hour. That's slower than a baby crawling. This isn't because they're lazy. Their slow lifestyle helps them conserve energy. Fact 2. Turritopsis dohrnii, also known as the immortal jellyfish, can reverse its aging process. It's like nature's version of the fountain of youth. Whenever the jellyfish gets sick or injured, it transforms its cells into younger versions of themselves, effectively cheating death. Imagine if humans could do that. Puberty twice, anyone? Fact 3. The mimic octopus of Indonesia has mastered the art of cosplay. This 8-armed wonder can imitate the appearance and movements of more than 15 other marine species, including poisonous lionfish and venomous sea snakes. It's basically the James Bond of the ocean, always in disguise. Fact 4. Cows have best friends and get stressed when they are separated. Yes, you heard that right. When cows are with their BFFs, their heart rates are lower, and they're generally happier. It's like a bovine version of a buddy comedy film, complete with hay fights and cud-chewing contests. Fact 5. Bamboo grows so fast you can almost watch it. Certain species can grow up to 35 inches in just one day. That's like having a really fast-growing chia pet. You could practically use it as a natural self-assembling fence. So next time you're out in nature, keep an eye out for these quirky wonders. You might find yourself laughing along with the trees, or at least appreciating the oddities that make our world so fascinating.
Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Henry David Thoreau. Don't watch the clock, do what it does. Keep going. Sam Levinson. The secret of success is to do the common thing uncommonly well. John D. Rockefeller Jr. The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. Vidal Sassoon. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Walt Disney. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. John D. Rockefeller. I find that the harder I work, the more luck I seem to have. Thomas Jefferson. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow is our doubts of today. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Act as if what you do makes a difference. It does. William James. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt. Minecraft is a fun and creative game where you can build anything you imagine. To start playing, you first create a new world by selecting Create New World from the menu. You can choose between different modes, but creative mode is the best for beginners because it gives you unlimited resources and you won't get hurt by monsters. Once you're in your new world, you'll see many blocks around you. These blocks are like building materials, and each type of block can be used to make different things. You can mine or break blocks by pointing your cursor at them and holding down the left mouse button. After breaking a block, it will appear in your inventory, which you can open by pressing the E key on the keyboard. In creative mode, you can find all the blocks and items in the game directly in your inventory. You can drag the ones you want to use down to the hotbar at the bottom of the screen. The hotbar only holds a few items at a time, but you can switch them out anytime you want by reopening your inventory. To place a block, select it from your hotbar and point your cursor at the spot where you want it to go, then right-click. You can build anything you can think of, like houses, castles, or even roller coasters. Use different types of blocks to make your creations look just the way you want them to. If you want some extra fun, you can explore your world. There are different biomes with unique landscapes and animals. Look out for caves, forests, mountains, and oceans. Sometimes you might find villages or temples that you can explore and even build next to. You can also interact with animals in the game. You can find sheep, cows, pigs, and chickens wandering around. By using certain items like wheat or seeds, you can even tame some of these animals and keep them as pets. As you get more comfortable, you might want to try a survival mode where you have to gather resources, build shelters, and protect yourself from monsters that come out at night. Remember to eat food to keep your health up, and always have a safe place to sleep. Have fun and be creative. In Minecraft, the only limit is your imagination.
Once upon a springtime in the whimsical town of Puddlebrook, where flowers blossomed more dramatically than a soap opera, lived a ragtag group of friends. There was Betty, the eternally sarcastic bunny, Gordon, the overly enthusiastic squirrel, and Millie, the cat who pretended to be aloof but was secretly the mastermind behind all their misadventures. The gang had a tradition of welcoming spring with their annual Flower Power Parade, a procession so chaotic it often turned into a spectacle worthy of a reality TV show. This year, Betty decided to take charge. "I'm tired of competing with tulips for attention," she declared, outfitting herself in a floral dress that looked like she had wrestled with a garden and lost. Gordon, armed with a kazoo, promised this would be the year they'd finally nail their choreography. Millie, of course, had her paws in everything, orchestrating from the shadows like a feline James Bond. The day of the parade arrived, complete with sunshine and allergies. Puddlebrook's townsfolk, who had seen it all, gathered with a mix of anticipation and dread. Betty strutted down Main Street, determined to outdo the daisies. Gordon's kazoo solo was predictably a kazoo solo. And Millie, sitting elegantly on a float made of daisies, watched the chaos unfold, smug in the knowledge that she had set the entire thing up for her own amusement. Around the halfway mark, disaster struck as Gordon, in an attempt to put some oomph into his kazoo performance, tripped over Betty's dress. What followed was a domino effect of slapstick hilarity. Betty collided with a flower cart, Gordon tumbled into a bird bath, and Millie's float, now unmanned, drifted towards the town fountain. The parade ended with everyone soaked, but laughter echoed through the streets. Betty, dripping and covered in daisy petals, remarked, "Well, at least we were memorable." Gordon, squeezing water out of his tail, nodded enthusiastically. And Millie, dry and pristine, simply purred, content with the chaotic perfection of it all. For in Puddlebrook, spring wasn't just a season, it was an adventure waiting to happen.
Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a village nestled between snow-capped mountains. Every year, when the first snowflake fell, the village transformed into a magical winter wonderland. Children bundled up in warm scarves and mittens would race outside to build snowmen, their faces beaming with joy. One such child was Lily, a curious and adventurous girl. Welcoming the cold air, Lily always looked forward to winter. She loved the way the snow sparkled like diamonds under the pale winter sun. One day, while exploring the snowy forest, Lily discovered a hidden path she had never seen before. Intrigued, she decided to follow it. The path was winding and narrow, lined with trees that wore sparkling white coats. After a while, Lily stumbled upon an old, wooden cabin with smoke puffing out of its chimney. Her heart raced with excitement. She knocked on the door, and to her surprise, a friendly bear named Benny opened it. Benny was a gentle giant who lived alone in the cabin, crafting beautiful ice sculptures that he placed around the forest. He welcomed Lily inside and offered her hot chocolate. As they sipped their drinks by the cozy fireplace, Benny told her stories about the winter spirits who helped him create his ice art. Lily was fascinated. Days turned into weeks, and Lily visited Benny often. She learned the art of ice sculpting and made many friends among the winter spirits.
As the summer season unfurled its golden splendor, the village of Green Hill transformed into a vibrant tapestry of life and color. The residents, who had long endured the cool monotony of winter, embraced the warmth and light with open arms. Children scampered through the fields, their laughter mingling with the hum of cicadas, and the elderly found solace under the shade of ancient oak trees, reminiscing about summers past. The air was thick with the scent of blooming flowers and the earthy aroma of freshly tilled soil. Local farmers took to their fields at the break of dawn, eager to tend to their crops that promised a bountiful harvest. Anna, a young and spirited villager, decided this summer would be one of adventure. She often dreamt of exploring beyond the rolling hills that surrounded her home. Her curiosity was a flame that no amount of caution from her parents could extinguish. One morning, with a satchel of provisions and her loyal dog, Max, by her side, she set off on her journey. The first day led her to the Whispering Woods, a forest known for its serene beauty and mysterious legends. As she ventured deeper, the canopy above grew denser, filtering the sunlight into a mosaic of greens and golds. She followed the sound of a bubbling brook, leading her to a hidden glade where wildflowers bloomed in riotous colors. Anna decided to camp there for the night, feeling a sense of accomplishment. The next day, she stumbled upon an ancient tree with carvings that told stories of a time long forgotten. Intrigued, she traced her fingers over the symbols, wondering about the people who once walked these lands. Max barked, leading her to a dilapidated stone structure partially hidden by ivy.
What if I told you that being a super mom is simpler than you think? In the next few seconds, you'll discover how to manage it all. First, prioritize self-care. A happy mom means a happy family. Second, organize everything. Create a weekly calendar. Third, set boundaries. Say no to unnecessary tasks. Fourth, involve your children in chores. Teamwork builds character. Fifth, embrace me time. Recharge to stay energized. Lastly, celebrate small wins. Every step counts. Motherhood is a journey, not a race. Perfect homes aren't real. Perfect memories are. Like what you see. Subscribe for more tips.
Ever wondered why leaves change color in the fall? In the next few seconds, you'll uncover the magic behind this colorful transformation. As temperatures drop, trees stop producing chlorophyll. This allows other pigments like carotenoids and anthocyanins to shine through. Carotenoids create stunning yellow and orange hues. Anthocyanins add those vibrant reds and purples. But did you know these colors can help trees survive? The bright colors can deter pests and signal healthy trees. This amazing natural process is a survival strategy. It's nature's way of preparing for winter. Next time you see fall leaves, you'll know their secret. Like what you see? Subscribe for more.
ولا طب ما بتقول لي هو اللي جيب كنت تزمي الاغراض وما يعني تحملي الاغراض تزمي كنت تزمي الاغراض انت واللي تجيبيها وانت اللي تعمل وانت اللي
Have you ever wondered how much screen time is safe for kids? In the next few seconds, you'll find out the recommended limits and why they matter. Experts say children aged 2 to 5 should only have 1 hour per day. For older kids, around 2 hours, not counting schoolwork. Excessive screen time can affect sleep, behavior, and even vision. Encourage physical activities and family interactions instead. Create tech-free zones in the house to help. Plan activities that don't involve screens, like reading or outdoor play. Limit screen exposure before bedtime for better sleep. Balance is key for healthy development. Like what you see, subscribe for more. Hit the like button if you found this useful. Give it a try and watch the positive changes in your child's life. Thanks for watching. Ever wondered what sport is most beneficial for kids? In the next few seconds, you'll discover the best sport to support your child's growth and happiness. Swimming stands out above the rest. It engages all muscles. It enhances cardiovascular health. It builds endurance and strength. It also boosts mood and reduces anxiety. Kids who swim have better coordination. They develop social skills by training with peers. Plus, it's a life-saving skill. Why not give your child this advantage? Many successful athletes started with swimming. Now it's your turn to dive into this secret. Can you imagine your child thriving with this sport? Hit the like button if you found this useful. Subscribe for more tips on boosting your child's well-being. Can you guess the secret behind the Edmonton Oilers' recent winning streak? In the next few seconds, you'll discover what's driving their success. The Oilers have been on fire, winning game after game. Their top players, McDavid and Draisaitl, are leading the charge. But it's not just individual brilliance. Teamwork is key. Coach Woodcroft has instilled a winning mindset. The defense has tightened up, conceding fewer goals. Special teams are performing exceptionally well. The power play is lethal, capitalizing on every opportunity. Fans are ecstatic, filling the arena with energy. The Oilers' chemistry is stronger than ever. They're riding a wave of momentum that's unstoppable. Did you know their 10-game winning streak is the best in decades? Hit the like button if you found this insightful. Subscribe for more updates. Ever wondered where you can find the world's largest open-air festival? Let me take you to the Donauinselfest. Held annually in Vienna, Austria, this festival is a must-see event. With over 3 million visitors each year, it's a celebration like no other. Imagine endless music stages, thrilling amusement rides, and countless food stalls. From rock to pop to electronic, there's something for every music lover. You can dance, sing along, or just soak up the atmosphere. The festival spans across a beautiful island on the Danube River. Best of all, it's completely free to attend. It's not just about music. There are activities for all ages. Sports, workshops, and even a kids zone make it family-friendly. Experience a festival that's full of energy and culture. Hit the like button if you found this exciting.
What if I told you there's a quick way to relieve stress naturally? In the next few seconds, you'll learn a simple yet powerful technique to melt away your stress. Take a deep breath in. Hold it for 4 seconds. Now, exhale slowly. Repeat this process 5 times. Deep breathing reduces cortisol levels. It calms your nervous system. Feel the tension slipping away? This method is called diaphragmatic breathing. It's backed by science. You can do it anywhere, anytime. No equipment needed. Just your breath. Try it before an important meeting or when you're stuck in traffic. Feel the difference? Make deep breathing a daily habit. watch your stress levels drop. Hit the like button if you found this useful.
This store gets a delivery every Saturday at 10 a.m. sharp. It's always a treat showing up to this door. Who's a good boy? This door closes in 5 minutes. It's movie night. Please silence your phone. Whatever you need, however you need it, we're at your door. Shipped. Delight in every delivery.
Have you ever wondered how top CEOs make decisions in seconds? In the next few seconds, you'll discover a secret technique used by successful leaders. Ever heard of the 2-minute rule? It's simple, but powerful. Start by identifying the problem, then break it down into smaller parts. Focus on each part for just 2 minutes. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Evaluate the risks quickly. Make your decision confidently. This method saves time and reduces overthinking. You'll be amazed at the clarity you gain. Quick decisions lead to faster results. Give it a try next time you face a tough decision. It's all about practicing and refining the skill. Hit the like button if you found this useful. Subscribe for more tips on mastering your life. Ever wished you could boost your creativity in just minutes? In the next few seconds, you'll discover quick hacks to fire up your creative brain. First, try the 5-minute brainstorming technique. Jot down all ideas, good or bad, without judgment. Next, change your environment. A new setting can spark fresh thoughts. Engage in a new hobby. Learn something different to widen your perspective. Take short, frequent breaks while working. It recharges your brain cells. Practice mind mapping for complex ideas. Visualize your thoughts in branches. Lastly, meditate daily. Even 10 minutes can clear mental clutter. Implement these tips and watch your creativity soar. Like what you see? Subscribe for more engaging tips. Hit the like button if you found this useful. Ever wondered how to get fit quickly while having fun? In the next few seconds, you'll learn the benefits of jump rope and why you should start today. Jumping rope burns more calories than jogging. It's great for your heart and improves coordination. 10 minutes of jump rope equals 30 minutes of running. You can do it anywhere, no gym needed. It's also fantastic for toning muscles. Start slow, aim for short sessions. Soon, you'll notice improved stamina. Worried about technique? Keep your feet close together. Jump lightly. Use wrists, not arms, to swing the rope. Got kids? They love it too, making it a fun family workout. See results fast with just 10 minutes a day. Give it a try and elevate your fitness game. Like what you see. Subscribe for more. Ever wondered how you can be happy every day? In the next few seconds, you'll learn 5 powerful ways to bring joy to your life. First, spend quality time with loved ones. Connections make us feel seen and valued. Second, engage in a hobby. It fuels your passion and creativity. Third, exercise regularly. Physical activity boosts your mood instantly. Fourth, practice gratitude daily. Recognizing the good makes you appreciate life more. Lastly, help others. Acts of kindness uplift your spirit and theirs. Embrace these habits and watch your happiness soar. Like what you see. Subscribe for more.
لنزيف اللثة تحتاجين معجون من خبراء اللثة. بارادونتكس ثبت علمياً أنه يزيل بكتيريا البلاك ويساعد بشكل فعال على ترميم اللثة من أسبوع واحد. بارادونتكس.
Did you know zoos can be an amazing adventure for kids? In the next few seconds, you'll learn how a zoo visit is both fun and educational for children. Watching animals up close sparks their curiosity. Kids learn about different species and their habitats. Zoos often offer interactive exhibits for hands-on learning. Feeding sessions and live shows are crowd favorites. These activities teach kids about animal behavior and care. Many zoos have playgrounds and picnic areas for family fun. A day at the zoo combines entertainment with education. It's a perfect outing that engages young minds. So next time you're planning a family trip, consider the zoo. It's more than just animals. It's an enriching experience. Like this? Hit the like button and subscribe for more.
Ever wished you could draw like a pro? In the next few seconds, you'll learn 3 secrets to improve your drawing skills fast. First, practice daily. Even just 15 minutes can make a huge difference over time.
Second, use reference images. They help you understand proportions and details better. Third, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every error is a chance to learn and improve. Lastly, join a community. Get feedback and tips from other artists. Remember, progress comes with persistence. So, grab your sketchbook and start today. Hit the like button if you found this useful. And subscribe for more quick tips on mastering your passions. Happy drawing!
Remember the thrill of hide and seek? The game begins with someone closing their eyes and counting. The hiders quickly find the perfect spots. The seeker finishes counting and starts searching. Every rustle of leaves, every whisper heightens the suspense. The seeker finds one hider after another. Hide and seek, a timeless game of suspense and joy.
Hey everyone, today I'm diving into a topic that's super close to my heart, trees and how incredibly vital they are for our planet. Now you might be wondering, why are trees so important? Well, let me break it down for you. Trees are not just beautiful natural sculptures, they are the backbone of ecosystems across the globe. First off, trees are like the Earth's lungs. They breathe in carbon dioxide and exhale oxygen, helping to clean our air. In a single year, an acre of mature trees can provide enough oxygen for 18 people. Imagine that. Next time you take a deep breath of fresh air, thank a tree. But it doesn't stop there. Trees also play a crucial role in combating climate change. By absorbing CO2, trees act as carbon sinks, reducing the overall concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. This process is essential in slowing down global warming, making trees one of our greatest allies against climate change. And there's more. Trees are also incredible water managers. During heavy rains, trees reduce the risk of flooding by catching and storing large amounts of water. This not only protects our soil, but also ensures that our waterways are cleaner and healthier. Plus, by stabilizing the soil with their roots, trees prevent erosion, keeping the environment intact and fertile. Trees also support biodiversity. A single tree can be home to hundreds of species of insects, fungi, moss, mammals, and plants. By preserving trees, we're also protecting the countless species that rely on them for shelter, food, and more. Now, with all these benefits, it's clear that trees are not just nice to have, they're essential for a healthy planet and a sustainable future. Every tree planted is a step towards a better world. So, what can we do about it? Well, it's simple. Plant a tree. Support forest conservation efforts. Educate others about the importance of trees. Every small action adds up. Together, we can make a real difference. Thanks for joining me today, and let's keep pushing for a greener, healthier planet. Remember, every tree counts.
Every child in the world deserves to have their basic rights protected and respected, regardless of where they live or who they are. Education is a fundamental right. Every child should have access to quality education, enabling them to build a better future for themselves. Access to healthcare is essential. Children must receive adequate medical attention to grow up healthy and strong, free from preventable diseases. Every child has the right to express their opinions and be heard. Their voices matter and should contribute to decisions affecting their lives. Children have the right to play and develop. Access to recreational activities fosters creativity, social skills, and physical health. Let's ensure every child enjoys their rights and builds a brighter future. It starts with awareness and action from all of us.
Is it necessary to give children homework? Let's explore this hot topic. Proponents argue homework reinforces learning and teaches responsibility and time management. Opponents claim homework causes unnecessary stress and takes away from valuable family time and play. Experts suggest a balanced approach where homework is meaningful and not overwhelming. Studies show moderate homework can improve academic performance, but excessive amounts show diminishing returns. Alternative approaches like project-based learning can be effective without the stress of traditional homework. Ultimately, the key is to find a balance that promotes learning and personal well-being.
Discover the benefits of scouting in the modern world. Scouting teaches valuable life skills such as leadership and teamwork. It promotes physical fitness through outdoor activities and adventure. Scouting enhances problem-solving skills by presenting real-life challenges. It fosters a sense of community and belonging among scouts. Scouting encourages environmental stewardship and respect for nature. Join Scouting today to build a brighter future. Drama in primary schools plays a vital role in developing children's creativity, social skills, and confidence. It provides a fun and engaging way to learn important life lessons. Drama encourages creativity by allowing children to express themselves and explore different perspectives. It helps them think outside the box and fosters imaginative thinking. Through drama, children learn important social skills like teamwork, empathy, and communication. Acting out different roles helps them understand and relate to others better. Participating in drama boosts children's confidence. Taking on roles and performing in front of an audience helps them overcome shyness and gain self-assurance. Drama introduces children to important life lessons, such as dealing with emotions and understanding complex social situations. It's a hands-on way to learn about the world. Drama makes learning fun and engaging. It turns educational content into interactive experiences, making it easier for children to grasp and remember concepts. Incorporating drama in primary schools enriches the educational experience, nurturing well-rounded individuals. Encourage your child's school to embrace drama for a brighter future. Did you know? Physical education classes are more important than ever in modern schools. Physical education improves students' physical health, ensuring they stay active and fit. Regular physical activity helps enhance mental well-being, reducing stress and anxiety among students. PE classes teach essential social skills, promoting teamwork and cooperation among peers. Engaging in sports builds discipline and improves concentration, benefiting academic performance. Physical education introduces students to lifelong fitness habits, encouraging a healthy lifestyle beyond school. So let's prioritize physical education in modern schools for a healthier, happier future. Printed books play a vital role in preschool children's development. Let's explore how they shape young minds and contribute to their growth and learning. Reading printed books helps preschoolers develop essential language skills. It introduces them to new vocabulary and the structure of stories, enhancing their communication abilities. Printed books stimulate imagination and creativity. Through stories, children envision different worlds and characters, fostering their creative thinking and problem-solving skills. Handling printed books improves fine motor skills. Turning pages, holding the book, and pointing to pictures enhance their hand-eye coordination and dexterity. Story time with printed books promotes bonding between children and caregivers. It creates a nurturing environment where children feel valued and loved. Printed books provide a break from screens, promoting healthier habits. They offer a tactile, engaging experience that helps develop a love for reading. Incorporating printed books into preschoolers' lives enriches their development and learning. Let's nurture their growth with the magic of printed books. Did you know video games can help in studying? Video games improve problem-solving skills, essential for tackling complex study topics. They enhance memory through in-game tasks, which can benefit study habits. Playing games can relieve stress, making study sessions more productive. Multiplayer games improve social skills and teamwork, useful for group projects. Educational games offer a fun way to learn new concepts and reinforce topics. Include video games in your study routine and see the difference.
Welcome to our animated school adventure where education meets imagination in a vibrant setting.
Join us as we explore the colorful halls and classrooms filled with creativity and learning. Meet a diverse cast of characters, from curious students to dedicated educators, all part of this animated journey. Experience the joy of discovery as we delve into the wonders of education through captivating animation. In this animated world, every corner holds a story, every lesson a new adventure waiting to unfold. Immerse yourself in the magic of school life, where friendships are forged and knowledge blooms in animated splendor. From animated blackboards to flying books, our school setting is a playground of imagination and learning. Join us on this educational journey where animation breathes life into the essence of school experiences. Discover the magic of learning through the lens of animation, where every moment is a chance to explore and grow. In our animated school world, every day is a new chapter, every challenge an opportunity to shine bright. Experience the blend of education and entertainment as we navigate the animated corridors of knowledge and fun. Join us in this colorful tapestry of school life, where animation weaves a story of growth and inspiration. From animated experiments to artistic expressions, our school environment is a canvas of endless possibilities. Embrace the spirit of learning as we embark on an animated quest through the heart of school dynamics. In this animated realm, knowledge dances with imagination, creating a symphony of educational delight. Join us as we celebrate the fusion of animation and education, where every frame tells a story of academic wonder. In the animated school universe, each character, each lesson is a brushstroke painting the masterpiece of knowledge.
The Traffic Guardian. A tale of bravery, responsibility, and redemption. Officer Jack races through the bustling streets, unwavering in his pursuit of justice. Amidst the chaos of the construction site, he confronts the defiant driver, his resolve unshaken. As the driver's desperation mounts, Officer Jack stands firm, a beacon of authority in the face of recklessness. With a stern lecture, he imparts the importance of road safety, a lesson not easily forgotten. In a moment of surrender, the driver's remorse is palpable, a testament to Officer Jack's unwavering dedication. Safely guiding the driver back to order, Officer Jack watches over his domain with pride, the city's skyline a testament to his vigilant watch. And as the scene fades, the title emerges, a tribute to the unsung heroes of the streets, the Traffic Guardian.
Hey everyone, today I'm taking you on a whimsical journey through the colorful world of flowers. Imagine this, little animated flowerettes, each with their own quirky personality, hopping from shop to shop in search of the perfect bloom. Ready to dive in? Let's go. First up, meet Rosie. Rosie's a bright, bubbly little tulip with a taste for all things pink. As we stroll into the first shop, her eyes light up at the sight of some stunning cherry blossoms. "These are just perfect," she chirps, her petals practically shimmering with excitement. And just like that, she's got the first addition to her collection. Next, we wander over to a cozy little corner filled with wildflowers. That's where we bump into Buzz, a bee-loving lavender who's all about the rustic vibes. He buzzes around, his little leaves fluttering until he spots the perfect daisy. "It's so sunny and cheerful, just like me," he says, tucking it neatly into his cart. As we move on, we come across a garden of exotic orchids. Here we meet Fern, a fern who fancies the finer things in life. She's drawn to a stunning, rare blue orchid. "Elegant and mysterious," she muses, admiring her reflection in a nearby pond as she adds it to her collection. Our final stop is at a vibrant stall, every color imaginable. Spike, a tiny but mighty cactus, rolls in. He might look tough on the outside, but he has a soft spot for roses. "Nothing beats a classic," he grunts, selecting a bold red rose that somehow complements his prickly exterior perfectly. As our shopping spree comes to an end, our little flowerettes gather together, each showing off their fan of the simple daisy or the exotic orchid. There's something truly special about bringing a bit of nature's beauty into your life. So like and subscribe for more fun videos. Till next time, keep blooming. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next
Hey everyone, have you ever found yourself wondering if stacking circles is even possible? Well, today I'm going to dive deep into the world of seemingly impossible tasks and show you how to stack circles like a pro. So, what are we talking about when we say stacking circles? Imagine you've got a bunch of coins. Those are your circles. Now, stacking them straight up might sound pretty straightforward, but there's a twist. To truly master this, we need to think like strategists and visualize the physics behind it. First up, let's talk gravity. It's not just about placing one circle on top of another, it's about balance. You might start simple, stacking them directly on top of each other, but as you get better, you can start offsetting them slightly. This is where it gets interesting. Each layer can be slightly out of line with the one below it, creating a spiral effect. It's not just about piling them up, it's about creating a structure that defies expectations. And here's a pro tip. The size of the circles matters. Mixing up different sizes can not only add to the aesthetic, but also to the stability of your stack. Smaller circles on larger ones can act like a keystone in an arch, locking everything into place. Believe me, it looks pretty cool too. Lastly, let's talk about the satisfaction of getting it right. When that last circle sits perfectly on top and your stack stands tall and defies gravity, that's a moment of pure triumph. All right, that's it for today, folks. Remember, it's not just about stacking, it's about strategizing and experimenting. So keep pushing the boundaries and most importantly, have fun with it. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time with another quirky challenge.
Writing style, engaging, hey everyone. Ever wondered what you can build with just a heap of toy blocks? Well, I'm about to show you something truly amazing. So imagine this. A young boy, only 8 years old, has taken the challenge to build something extraordinary out of ordinary toy blocks. Yes, you heard right. Just toy blocks. This isn't just any make-believe house. It's a masterpiece, crafted with the kind of precision you might not expect from a kid's play session. Picture this. Vibrant colors everywhere, windows that actually look like they could open, and a tiny, blocky garden out front. Now, what makes this so special? It's not just about stacking blocks on top of each other. It's about vision, planning, and a sprinkle of childlike imagination that turns a simple activity into an architectural wonder. This young builder used over 1,000 blocks, meticulously placing each one to create not just a house, but a home. Think about the patience and determination that goes into such a project. It's something that even us adults can find daunting. Yet here's a child, showing us that with a bit of creativity, anything is possible. What's truly inspiring is seeing how these building blocks can be tools of learning and growth. They're not just toys, they're the building blocks of creativity, problem-solving skills, and even teamwork. Yes, teamwork, because guess what? He didn't do this alone. His friends and family were right there, supporting and adding their own touches to the house. So next time you see your child playing with blocks, remember they're not just building structures. They're building skills, dreams, and memories. Who knows? They might just be the next great architect or engineer in the making. All right, that's a wrap on this incredible story of creativity and imagination. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, never underestimate the power of play. It can build more than just block houses. It can build futures. Catch you all next time with more amazing stories. Until then, keep building, keep playing, and keep dreaming.
Creative carpenter. In a village where craftsmanship was revered above all else, there lived a man named Johnny. With calloused hands and a heart of determination, Johnny toiled away in his workshop, carving intricate designs into wooden furniture, each stroke of his chisel a testament to his dedication and skill. Workshop. The scene focuses on Johnny's hands, moving with precision and grace as they shape the wood, breathing life into each piece he creates. Every curve, every detail, infused with his passion for his craft. Close-up shots reveal Johnny's eyes filled with admiration as he surveys the fruits of his labor. Tables, cabinets, chairs, each one a masterpiece in its own right. Pride and satisfaction radiate from his expression, a reflection of the love he pours into his work, Village Under Threat. But when danger loomed over the village in the form of bandits, Johnny's skills were put to the test. With makeshift weapons crafted from his own furniture, he stood ready to defend his home and the people he cherished. Bandits approaching. Bandit leader, mocking, "Look at this fool, thinking he can stop us with his wooden toys." Despite the odds stacked against him, Johnny exudes calm confidence as the bandits draw near. His determination unwavering. His spirit unbreakable. Intense battle. And so the battle begins, with Johnny showcasing his agility and strength as he faces the charging bandits head-on. Each swing of his improvised weapons fueled by courage and resolve. Villagers cheering. Victory is achieved, and the villagers erupt into cheers and applause as Johnny emerges triumphant. His bravery and heroism celebrated by all, his name spoken with reverence. Village transformed. As the dust settles, the scene pans across the village, now transformed by Johnny's actions. His furniture creations, once symbols of beauty and craftsmanship, now stand as symbols of strength and resilience. And so we bid farewell to Johnny, the master builder turned hero, his journey from craftsman to savior, leaving an indelible mark on the hearts of all who witnessed it.
The Arena Showdown. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ultimate showdown at the arena. Prepare to be dazzled as we witness two young warriors, Johnny and Tommy, go head-to-head in a battle of skill, determination, and sportsmanship. As the sun sets on the bustling stadium, the anticipation in the air is palpable. The crowd is electrified, eagerly awaiting the start of the intense game. The camera pans over the sea of excited spectators, capturing the vibrant energy that fills the arena. In the center of the arena, Johnny and Tommy stand facing each other, their eyes locked in focus, showcasing their unwavering determination. With a nod of agreement, Johnny cracks his knuckles and gets into a fighting stance, exuding confidence and readiness for the upcoming battle. And as the referee blows the whistle, the tension reaches its peak. The intense showdown begins, with Johnny and Tommy exchanging fast-paced punches and kicks, each displaying their impressive martial arts skills with expressions of sheer determination on their faces. The crowd goes wild with each impressive move and near miss, their reactions ranging from awe to excitement as they watch the thrilling match unfold before their eyes. And amidst the chaos, Johnny and Tommy fight on, their faces a mix of sweat and adrenaline, emphasizing the physical exertion of the match. In a moment of exhaustion, Johnny acknowledges Tommy's skill, panting as he admits, "You're good, Tommy." And with a playful grin, Tommy responds, "You too, Johnny, let's finish this." As the final seconds tick down, Johnny lands a powerful kick, knocking Tommy to the ground. The referee raises Johnny's hand in victory, and the crowd erupts in cheers, celebrating the thrilling outcome of the match. But amidst the fierce competition, a bond of camaraderie and mutual respect emerges. Johnny helps Tommy up, and they share a smile, depicting a moment of sportsmanship that transcends the rivalry. A montage of slow-motion shots captures the boys' bromance and the shared experience of the showdown, highlighting the lasting friendship formed through the exhilarating competition. As the sun sets on the stadium, Johnny and Tommy walk off the field, arms around each other's shoulders, the cheers of the crowd echoing in the background. And as the screen fades to black, the title, The Arena Showdown, appears in bold letters, marking the conclusion of the film with a sense of accomplishment and unity. So there you have it, folks. A thrilling tale of determination, friendship, and the power of sportsmanship. Until next time, keep cheering, keep competing, and always remember the true spirit of the game. This is the Arena Showdown, signing off.
Snow and magic. Join us on a unique journey where childhood and friendship intertwine in a tale of wonder and adventure. We find Tommy, a young boy, amidst a vast expanse of snow-covered landscape. His eyes gleam with excitement as he plays in the snow, exuding pure joy and innocence. Each moment radiates with the essence of childhood wonder as Tommy explores the winter wonderland with boundless enthusiasm. And then, the thrill of adventure takes hold as Tommy slides down a hill on his sled. His expression is one of pure exhilaration, his carefree spirit soaring as he embraces the rush of the ride. The camera zooms in, capturing every moment of his excitement as Tommy's love for adventure shines brightly. But wait, what's that sound? Tommy's curiosity is piqued as he looks around, trying to locate the source of the mysterious noise. The camera focuses on his face, capturing his expression of wonder and intrigue as he embarks on a quest to uncover the source of the sound. Suddenly, a friendly face appears from behind a tree. It's Adam, the talking snowman, with a big smile and a warm welcome. Tommy's eyes widen in surprise at the sight of this magical encounter, his disbelief quickly turning into delight as he embraces the friendly snowman. Eagerly, Tommy nods in response to Adam's invitation, and together they embark on a snowy adventure, building a fort out of snow. Their laughter fills the air as they work together, their expressions conveying joy and camaraderie as they revel in the magic of friendship. But as dark clouds gather in the sky and the wind picks up, a sense of impending danger fills the air. Snowflakes begin to fall heavily, and Tommy and Adam look up at the sky with concern, unsure of what lies ahead. In a surprising turn of events, Adam starts spinning around, creating a whirlwind of snow around them. Tommy's expression shifts to one of confusion and surprise as he watches the swirling snow dance around them, filled with a sense of wonder and magic. And then, in a moment of pure enchantment, Tommy's eyes sparkle with wonder as they float above the storm, safe and sound in the whirlwind of snow. His expression is one of amazement and awe as he experiences the magic of the moment, filled with a sense of joy and wonder. As the whirlwind gently sets Tommy and Adam back down on the ground, the blizzard passes, and the sun begins to peek through the clouds. Tommy and Adam look relieved and happy, their sense of accomplishment palpable as they bask in the peace and tranquility after the storm. Hand in hand, Tommy and Adam walk as the sun sets, leaving behind a trail of footprints in the snow. Their silhouettes against the setting sun evoke a warm and nostalgic mood, conveying a sense of friendship and togetherness that will last a lifetime. And as the screen fades to black, the words "Frosty Fun" appear in frosty letters, creating a magical and whimsical atmosphere that leaves a lasting impression on the audience. It's a tale of wonder and enchantment, where friendship and adventure reign supreme in the winter wonderland.